following is a presentation of YSN, your sports network.
Hello and welcome, all you football fans, for another installment of YSN Live Football. Tonight, we are here at Mollenkoff Stadium as the Warren G. Harding Raiders are hosting the Austintown Fitch Falcons. Austintown coming in as the number 7 seed in Region 5, Warren G. Harding the number 9 seed. Fitch is sporting a 5-3 record coming into tonight, Harding a 5-4 record. This is a game that means a little bit more. It's not just Week 10, it is a playoff rematch from 2020, and to be exact, it is almost a year to the date that Fitch fell to this very Warren Harding team last year by a final score of 24-10. Steve Arnold and Coach Parker, this is the third time they're going at it. Both own a victory over each other. Back on September 18th in 2020, the Falcons were able to come away with a 25-21 victory over this Warren Harding bunch. But the second time around, Harding was able to get them in that playoff matchup, as we aforementioned, 24-10 in that score. Both those games took place at Fitch, as this is Coach Parker's first time visiting Mollenkoff Stadium as the head coach of the Austintown Fitch Falcons. Fitch to receive the ball here in the first half, as back ready to kick it off is Harding, as we see back ready to receive it. That looks to be both Tyler Evans and Cam Smith. The kick is up, and it is hooking towards that near side of the field, hauled in past the 20-yard line, making a single cut, and finally getting pushed out of bounds just shy of the 35. Mark him right near that 33-yard line, and that is where the Austintown Fitch Falcons will start on offense. We talk about these two teams. It was a lot of defense that we saw from these two teams. Combine the scores in both games. 45 points for Harding, 35 for Fitch. In the rushing yards category, 432 combined rushing yards in two matchups versus Fitch last year. 324 for the Falcons on the ground in two matchups versus Harding last year. As Devin Sherwood coming out of the shotgun, 3 receivers set, 2 backs in the backfield. Sherwood taking the snap, handing it off, trying to get to that right side, and boy, the edges are going to be so hard to rush on Harding tonight, as Fitch looks like they got a couple on the carry, got it up to that 35, brings up second down and about 8 now for the Falcons. Biggest guy to watch on the defense for Harding, Kincaid Tyson, in 2 games against the Falcons last year. 6 solo tackles, 1.5 sacks, 3.5 tackles for loss. The senior, 51 defensive end for Harding, guy to watch. As going back to the ground game, and that is DJ Williams. Looks like he came up just short of the 40. Good gain by Williams on that one, as he comes up just shy of a first down, needing about 3 to get it. So now a third down and short situation for Fitch here in the opening drive of this game. Time continuing to tick away, 11:05 here in the first quarter. Fitch going back-to-back on ground game attacks here in the opening drive. Let's see if they try to air it out now. As taking the snap again, no, right back to the ground game and trying to push it forward. It's going to be very close to the first down. We're going to see, I think he's going to be just short of the marker, so bringing up 4th down now. This is going to be an interesting situation. 4-down conversion percentage for the Falcons last year against Harding in 2 games, 1 out of 8. So a 1 for 8 on that docket puts Fitch at 12.5% on the 4th down conversion percentage. And it does look like the Falcons, got to remember, Sherwood is the punter again, but it does look like with how far back Sherwood is, they're going to punt. No, goes with a screen pass to the side. Jay Neely gets the sideline and the first down. No laundry on the field. A risky play from the Falcons, but that is why you put Devin Sherwood as your punter as well. Opens up the special teams playbook tremendously. Falcons with a first down, and a big one at that. Now setting up shop at that 44-yard line of their own. Trying to work their way into Harding territory now. Big player to watch out for, Devin Sherwood, 244 pass yards, 62 rushing yards, and 2 passing touchdowns against Harding last year. There he goes with his feet as he rushes forward, comes shy of the 50-yard line. Looks like he got a gain of about 5 on the carry, so good, about half the yardage needed for the first, and it brings up second down and 6 for the Falcons. as inching their way closer to crossing midfield and into Harding territory. Sherwood again coming out of the shotgun, looking like the same package that Fitch has been pounding this entire time. Sherwood again taking the snap, rolls immediately to that left, gets tripped up and pushed out of bounds. Looks like he is ultimately right back where he would have been at that line of scrimmage. So it will bring up 3rd down and 6. Second 3rd down already that Harding has forced the Falcons into. 3rd down conversion percentage a little bit better for the Falcons against Harding in 2 games last year, 7 for 26. So good for just over 30%. As the Falcons with another big 3rd down coming up here. 9:32 remains in the first quarter of play. Tyree Mitchell in the backfield with Sherwood. Sherwood takes the snap, fakes it to Mitchell, goes to that side. Getting the catch was Donnie Ellis, but getting him in the backfield tackle for a loss by Harding. And that's what we're saying. When you're trying to move on that horizontal plane on that line of scrimmage, Harding has tremendous speed on the outside edges, so it's going to be very hard for the Falcons to find any sort of room on those edges, much like they found a lot of success with some recent opponents, as Harding now brings up a 4th down and backing the Falcons back up to where the original line of scrimmage was, 4th and 10, and Sherwood likely actually to punt now, as chance to kind of pin Harding back in good field position the Falcons can force Harding into. Try to get it back on defense as Sherwood with the line drive punt taking a bounce out right around that 30-yard line it looks like. And they're going to mark him up a yard in front of it, so call it the 31. And that is where Warren Harding, and we're going to get our first look at the quarterback for Harding, Dallas Jett, as Dallas Jett holds the single game passing touchdown record. He was able to get that this year. Get our first chance to see him here. We saw him earlier. I've gotten the chance to see him earlier in that game against Mooney, where Warren Harding came away victorious 27-0. Similar opponent for both teams, as Fitch also came away victorious on Cardinal Mooney earlier this year. Dallas Jett taking the snap, keeps it himself, tries to find a hole up the middle, trying to get in the backfield, tackle him in the backfield to the Falcons, and it was none other than Cam Smith. Big defensive player for the Falcons, plays strong safety typically, and you want to know about someone who plays really good against this Harding team. Cam Smith last year in 2 games against the Harding Raiders had an interception and a fumble recovery, so known for creating turnovers against this Harding team. He hurts them big again with a tackle for loss there, pins them back 2nd and 14 now for the Raiders. As Dallas Jett again coming out of the shotgun after losing 4 on the first play. Again, looking to that near side of the field. Fitch pushing him right out of bounds. And that is going to bring up 3rd down. So immediately, the Falcons forcing the Raiders into a 3rd and long scenario. And this is part of a Falcons defense that we've seen vastly improve over the weeks. And it really started in that 4th quarter against Wadsworth, where we saw the Falcons put together 3 interceptions in that one. Came away victorious late. We saw another big win last week on a last-second field goal by Josiah Burneye against the rival Boardman Spartans. This is starting to take over as the big rivalry for the Falcons in their mind, though, as Dallas Jett back to throw. First one almost picked off, and Tyler Evans with a great read on that one, swatted it away, bring up 4th down and long, and Harding going to have to punt. We talk about everything that these teams have, but the one thing you got to mention is the losses for each team. And on Harding's side, as great as Dallas Jett has been this year, losing Elijah Taylor is not an easy thing to try to recover from. Elijah Taylor last year broke records and was a record holder, still is a record holder in passing yards in a game, in a season, in a career, as well as passing touchdowns in a career. As the punt from Harding goes straight up in the air, it is skied, and I don't know if that's going to cross the 50. And that one, and almost a questionable play there is trying to stop it, but stopping it from kind of moving forward. You figure that one would have crossed the 50, but now instead, Falcons start inside of Harding territory, cross that 50-yard line, and great field position for Fitch. We've said it before, the defense of the Falcons has vastly improved, and we've seen Mooney even in that first half, you got to remember, against Warren Harding, Harding was only able to score via special teams in that first half against Mooney. If you have a lot of good athletes on the field and you can make those open field tackles, it is possible to contain and beat this very athletic Harding offense, as DJ Williams carries a few Raiders with him past the 45, and a big first down run by Fitch, as that brings up second down, and it looks like about 4 to go, as now the Falcons continuing to move into Harding territory with their second offensive drive of the game. DJ Williams back in the backfield again, 4 receiver set. They go right back to number 42. 42 bouncing off of a couple tacklers, comes up just shy of the first down. He got it to about the 40. Third down and short coming up now. And boy, oh boy, you want to talk about a kid that is only a sophomore, a big dog winner already this year for the Baird Brothers Big Dogs of the Valley, as well as the fact that he is a perfect blend of speed and power rushing, using his legs tremendously to push off the ground and push off defenders. Great fake by Sherwood at that time, but again, building up a wall on that line of scrimmage is Harding, and we said horizontal running is going to be a very difficult thing for the Falcons to try to get yardage-wise, is trying to get those edges. And Fitch, we've seen a lot more success going straight up the gut with it and up the middle, and you're going to have to beat them with the offensive line up the middle. Fitch, at least right now, looks like they have the size advantage in the trenches. Fourth down coming up. 4th and 1 that is. DJ Williams back again with the Falcons. Sherwood dives forward for the first down. And a big one at that. Found the hole, did Sherwood. And getting the first down for the Falcons as he crosses over the 40-yard line towards that 35. They're going to mark him at the 37. And that's where the Falcons will take over with a first down. Big first down at that for Fitch as they continue to move into Harding territory. And it looks like a whistle blown and issue on the field. Player needing to get their shoe back on. Looks like we're all good now. All ready and all set. Substitutions being made by the Falcons as Tyler Evans coming off. It looks like they brought Donnie Ellis in. Donnie Ellis has had some pretty big plays in recent weeks too, starting to build that chemistry with Devin Sherwood. Of course, we know Tyler Evans holding a lot of records for the Falcons in the receiving department, as Tyree Mitchell got the handoff that time. Tyree Mitchell, much more of your elusive back, uses speed to his advantage, and he got up to about the 45 on that carry. So it's going to bring up second down and 8 as 5:20 and ticking in this first quarter of play. And when you're running the ball this much, that's what you expect. And the Falcons likely, you might see them play ball control and time of possession in this one, especially against this Harding defense. So 2nd and 8 coming up. DJ Williams back in for the Falcons. Fitch and Sherwood go to the passing game, and Tyler Evans gets it, evades the first tackle, still on his feet. And boy, if they did not knock him out of the bounds, he had all green fields ahead of him for the touchdown. Great job by Harding pushing him out of bounds, but not before picking up the first down for the Falcons, as it's that old connection of Sherwood to Tyler Evans, one that we've seen for the last 3 years here. As both of them seniors, and we look for them to have great futures ahead of them. As a high snap, but handing it right back off. The stiff arm by DJ Williams. Get out of his way as tackled down at the 5. DJ Williams coming into Mollenkopf Stadium playing bully ball every time the ball touches his hand as he bounces off a couple more Raiders. 1st and goal, Fitch. At the 5-yard line now, the Falcons. DJ Williams staying back out. Single receiver off to the left, one to the right. Sherwood out of the shotgun. Again, Sherwood looks to that left side, trying to find Tyler Evans. Could not find him for the hookup on that connection. So it brings up 2nd down and 5 now. 4:23, I should say, to go in this first quarter of play. As we see Cam Smith checking out. Looks like Jordan Ely checking in. You got Ely on that far side, both Tyler Evans and Donnie Ellis on the near side. DJ Williams in the backfield on the right hip of Sherwood. Sherwood sends Evans into motion, fakes the handoff to Evans. Sherwood takes off for it with himself, tries to go with the stiff arm. They said his knee was down, trying to say that he was still up on that, but no, they said the knee was down at the 5, so no gain again for the Falcons. And that brings up 3rd down and 5 to go. And you got to figure, too, even though Josiah Burnett with that great kick that won the game against Boardman last week, and that, I mean, put that in the memory book. What a play that was. But Falcons, one thing you got to be questioning here is that field goal kicking unit, as they've had a lot of blocked field goals, and that's not to Josiah Burnett's fault, just a lot of penetration up on that line, and that's one thing you got to be concerned about if you're a Falcons fan right now. Sherwood rolling out to the right, open man, could not find the connection, though, for the touchdown, as the incompletion brings up 4th down and goal, and at that 5-yard line, decisions now for Coach Parker and the Falcons. As, of course, if you don't get it here, you do pin Warren Harding back at that 5. But do you want to get points on? And they are going to stick with number 41 as Josiah Burnett coming out onto the field. And you can't dock him. When he gets the kick off, he is as accurate and as powerful of a leg as anybody. Just needing that protection right now are the Falcons. Harding going to load that box, going to come everywhere, but no, getting it up through the uprights for the early score, and it's a 3-0 Falcons lead, and the early kick is good for Josiah Burnett. We're at 3:34 to go here in this first quarter of play. Warren Harding coming up with their second offensive drive right after this on ysnlive.com.
I've been in a lot of different departments. I love the customers. I'm like the mother hen, gotta take care of everybody, and that includes customers and employees. I try to make people feel comfortable when they come in because we are busy, but I try to welcome them and do whatever I can to expedite the customer I have in front of me to take care of the next one. My name's Chrissy Lilly. I'm ready to go the extra mile for you.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get ready for the Falcons to kick it off towards the Raiders. Up 3-0, 3:34 to go in this first quarter of play. Josiah Burnett lining up for the kick as the kick is off, and it is angling towards that 30-yard line, and the fair catch signal out at the 30, so that is where the Warren Harding Raiders will take over on offense for their second drive of the game. Big defensive stop inside the goal line for Warren Harding in that last drive. Fitch was able to salvage it and get 3 points out of it, but you know the Falcons were looking for that touchdown, especially setting up first and goal at the 5. But now we'll have to see if the Falcons defense can come up with another big stop. Forced Warren Harding to a 3-and-out the first time out. Dallas Jett back out for the Raiders. Jett taking the snap, rolling off to his right, firing it to his right, making the catch, and sliding out of bounds after making the catch. And that is going to bring up 2nd down now for the Raiders, as that was Johnny Taylor that made the catch for Warren Harding. Good for 8 yards on the reception, brings up 2nd down and 2 now for Harding. As not really able to get anything going on the running game, and that's interesting to note because Bryson Powell against the Falcons torched them last year as 45 carries for 346 yards and 2 touchdowns, good enough for 7.7 yards per carry. Ball is on the ground, Falcons fall on it, we'll see if they have it, and it looks like they do! As the Falcons, and it looked like Cam Smith emerged from the pile with the football. Who else? Number 1 for a reason, as he comes up with another big fumble recovery, and the Falcons taking over inside the 40 What a turnover by Harding, as the Raider faithful sitting in a stunned silence right now, and the Falcons looking like they're going to take over right back on offense as Sherwood and DJ Williams emerge from the huddle. As it looks like the Falcons going to go with two backs in the backfield, both Tyree Mitchell and DJ Williams. Remember, DJ Williams has been used in a fullback position a lot too. He's a great blocker as well. As the fake off to it goes to DJ Williams, who catches it through the contact. Only good for a minor gain, but still a gain at that. As the Falcons get about 3 on the passing play to Williams. Bring up 2nd down and about 7 to go now. As the Falcons now call it 2nd down and 8. Looks like they're going to send 3 receivers to that far side of the field. Single receiver near side, that is Cam Smith. Spread formation with Tyree Mitchell in the backfield with Sherwood. Sherwood takes it, fires it, airs it out. Cam Smith has it, and no, they're waving it off, saying he stepped out of bounds. And no, the foot does go out of bounds. At least that is what the near side official said. He was right there on the line. Couple flags, it looks like, did come in, and we'll have to see what this call is on. And whatever it is, I believe it's against the Falcons. Falcons are moving back. We'll see, though. As it backs them up behind the 40-yard line, so it brings up 2nd down and 13 now for the Falcons. So another penalty, and Fitch has been a little bit penalty prone in recent weeks, and that's one of those areas you don't want to see them fall back into. As Sherwood again with a 4-receiver set, taking the snap out of the shotgun, fires it over the center. What a catch! Near the 20, and a couple of flags coming in. And it looks like that might be against Warren Harding. And we'll have to see on this one. And it might have been what happened after it. And got to remember, leading with your helmet is a big no-no. And it looks like after making the catch, we got to get a name on that too. Didn't see exactly who it was that came down with it. But we saw, and it was all after the tackle. 3 flags came in right near the tackle. So you have to figure this is likely going against the Raiders if it is going to be an unnecessary roughness call, which that would be the case if it was a case of leading with the helmet. And judging by the fact that there's a player down and there was a tackle that didn't seem like a whole lot of contact, it could be the case of just getting your bell rung. And we'll have to see what the call is on the field. But definitely the Falcons with a lot of momentum, and it looked like a catch was hauled in near that 20-yard line. Still awaiting to get word on what the injury is and who it's to right now. And as they're figuring that all out, we're going to take a break and be back with some more updates for you here on ysnlive.com.
When looking for home design inspiration, don't just be inspired, be Baird inspired. Whether new or remodeling, Baird Brothers has the latest trends like shiplap to refresh your home. Go from inspiration to installation with our wide selection of in-stock American hardwoods. From the rustic charm of antique oak to the warmth of traditional cherry, Baird Brothers has what you need to make your home inspiring. Baird Brothers, our family's heritage, your family's home.
So, as we still have injury on the field, but no, it looks like now working their way to the feet. That is Donnie Ellis, number 4 receiver for the Falcons. Call on the field was indeed helmet-to-helmet contact, and that's what you love to see, is that Donnie Ellis able to walk off under his own power, and you see his teammate Tyree Mitchell giving him a hug, making sure he's okay. Anytime you have those helmet-to-helmet scenarios, it's a real scary situation, so you're just happy to see players walk off under their own power. As obviously got to watch out, concussion protocol now. You gotta make sure they're all good before they come back out on the field. Warren Harding gonna get docked for that with the helmet-to-helmet contact. So if the catch was good, and it did look like Donnie Ellis had it, but no, they're gonna mark him back actually. So they're saying it was no good on the catch. However, I believe the penalty on the helmet-to-helmet contact was good enough anyway. Moved the Falcons forward 10 and a first down now for Fitch at the 31-yard line. So either way, it's a first down for the Falcons, and looks like taking a timeout now, and I believe it is the Falcons that are going to take a timeout. And anytime you have a situation like that, you want to make sure that everyone's on the same page, and it could rock everyone else. Even if the injury doesn't happen to you, seeing your teammate go down like that, you're worried for them. So this is a case where Coach Parker just wants to talk things over with his guys, make sure they're still focused, because they have a chance right now to go up by 2 possessions over Warren Harding. And with a little bit, 2 ticks over 2 minutes to go here in this first quarter of play, that would be nonetheless a huge, huge lead for the Falcons going into the second quarter of play. As Sherwood emerges back out, gonna go with a 3-receiver set. Looks like that is Tyler Evans, Cam Smith, and Jaden Ely, as Tyree Mitchell in the backfield with Devin Sherwood. Devin Sherwood fakes it, goes up the middle with it as Devin Sherwood stays on his feet, comes up just shy of the 20-yard line. Looks like he got about half of it as a pile comes in and ensues, but we'll have to see if they're going to call this one a fumble. I don't know if that one was necessarily down. Harding did jump on it. And they're holding up the 2s, so it looks like second down being called for the Falcons. And if the ball popped loose, it looked like likely after the play was called. As Fitch getting a couple yards on the carry from Sherwood. Second down and 7 now. As trips formation out to the right, near side single receiver. On the right hip of Sherwood is Mitchell, and Mitchell getting the carry. Mitchell getting to the 20 and getting pushed back, but getting about 3 more yards needed, and that gets about halfway to the first. Third down and 5 now coming up for the Falcons, who they can get into field goal position. Likely you want to get inside that 20. Josiah Byrne, a very good kicker, but you want to make things a little bit easier for him, but we'll see if this is, again, maybe 4 down territory at 3rd down and 4 to go. You're not backing Warren Harding up as you were if you were in that 1st and goal situation at that 5. So we'll have to see what the Falcons do. Sherwood keeps it. Sherwood rolls. Sherwood trying to get the edge, missing the first tackle, getting the edge and getting about 3 yards on the carry, 2 to 3. And it is going to be short of the first. 4th down and 2 to go. And we'll see if the Falcons elect to take it up again. First down here would be huge as they've moved their way into Harding's red zone now. As the big back of DJ Williams coming back in, and he's your power back, so watch out for those runs up the middle. That's what he lives on. As you got both DJ Williams, Tyree Mitchell, the crowd senses it. This is a big play coming up. Out of the shotgun is Devin Sherwood. Sherwood with the snap, rolls out to his right, tried to keep it himself. Looks like he fell forward, but no good on it, and he's going to come up short as the Falcons, again, trying to get that edge on the rush and cannot get it. We said before that's going to be a difficult area to try to beat Harding in the run game. And again, Fitch comes up shy, and the defense of the Falcons coming back out on the field. Harding will start inside their own 18-yard line as Harding in 2 drives, a 3-and-out and a fumble from Warren Harding. So looking for better luck on offense as we are under, I believe, 30 seconds to go here in this first quarter of play. Dallas Jett out of the shotgun. Faking it into motion, keeping it himself is Jett. Dallas Jett, though, getting wrapped up and tackled down by Tyler Evans. As Evans likely preventing a big run by Jett on that one, just reaching his arm out and said, get back here. Pulled him to the ground after a gain of 5. Second down and 5 to go now for Harding. As that is going to wind down the last few seconds here of the first quarter, we're going to flip field position, and we are going to come right back with it here on ysnlive.com.
Your Your teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports and YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
Planning a project around your home or rental property? Trust the electrical service to the local experts with 62 years of serving the Mahoning Valley. Joe Dickey Electric is your local go-to source for responsive, reliable residential electrical work. From everyday maintenance and repairs to new installations, electrical upgrades, and safety inspections, no job is too big or too small. Call Joe Dickey Electric today, 800-549-3976, or visit DickeyElectric.com. That's DickeyElectric.com.
Dealing with Medicare can be confusing and overwhelming. That's why here at Myers Family Insurance, we do our best to give you honest and caring answers to all of your questions. Family, like Medicare, isn't always perfect, but when you put others first, the results can be amazing.
Welcome back, everybody. We're here for the start of the second quarter. Ty Bartell, of course, joining you here in Mollenkoff Stadium as the Austintown Fitch Falcons up 3-0 over the Raiders of Warren G. Harding. Warren Harding with the ball in a 2nd down and 5 here as Dallas Jet taking the snap, handing it off up the middle, 1st down and more, and finally getting tackled down shy of the 40. But it is a big 1st down run by the Raiders there. And we'll see as the Raiders going to try to open up that running game. Remember, it was in that playoff game almost a year ago to the day that Bryson Powell rushed for 197 yards against the Falcons. And that ultimately led to the Falcons' demise in that 2020 campaign. As trying to go right back up the gut, Falcons say push back. And they hold him to a minimal gain of about 2, it looks like, on the carry. Actually call it about 3, as it looks like they're going to mark them up between 3 and 4 yards. We'll see how generous they are with the spot. And it looks like they're going to err more on the gain of 4 yards than 3, as it brings them up to that 44-yard line, just shy of the 45. 2nd down and 6 now coming up for Harding. As the Raiders looking to get on the board. Remember, first half, they had their struggles against Mooney as well, trying to score the ball. We'll see if those struggles continue here in the first half of this one. Dallas Jet airing it out. Big pass picked off in the back as a big interception by the Falcons. Sliding down, make it 2 turnovers now for the young QB. As Coach Parker executing a phenomenal game plan on defense, but give all the credit to the players, as again with a big stop on defense. We'll get the name on that one. I believe it was number 26, Josh McCoy, one of the sophomore defensive backs that came up with a huge interception on Dallas Jet. 2nd turnover of the game for Harding, and Fitch and Sherwood come back out again. And this is a case too. 2 consecutive turnovers. You need to finish drives now. You need to get points on the board, as the defense is given every opportunity, as now we see 5 wide, 5 receivers, trips on the near side for Sherwood. Sherwood taking the snap, looks to that far side, rolls to the near side, fires it over the middle for a completion. Tyler Evans still on his feet, rolling through tackles. Looks like he crossed the 45 for the 1st down, as the Raiders try swarming him for the tackle, and it looks like he was trying to carry the whole team past the 45 with him, as it's a 1st down passing connection from Sherwood to Evans, as the Falcons with a big 1st down, 13-yard completion to start this drive. Sherwood again, 5 wide. You wonder what they're doing, as Sherwood taking it himself with the blockers in front. Sherwood getting folded after a gain of about 2. 2nd down and 8 now for the Falcons. Mark it 2nd down and 9, excuse me. So the Falcons, minimal gain on 1st down now. We'll see if they look to attack that passing game. Problem is, you got to remember, Harding very quick in that secondary as well. So you got to be able to make those right reads. Sherwood obviously very good at doing so. As Sherwood fakes the first pass. Oh my God, Cam Smith wide open. The stiff arm, the score. Cam Smith, a fumble recovery matched with a touchdown. Raiders don't know what hit them. 9-0 Falcons. Extra point coming up for Josiah Burneye as Fitch with another big score. It was Cam Smith again, doing it on defense, doing it on offense. Cam Smith does it all. He wears number 1 for a reason, and we'll say it again, folks, as Josiah Burneye lining up for the extra point, chance to make it 10-0 Falcons now, as Tyler Evans, the placeholder. As the snap is off, ball is down, kick is up, and through the uprights it goes. 10-0 Falcons. As Fitch takes advantage of another Harding turnover and makes them pay with a score on the board. 10-0 Falcons as the defense has shut out Harding. 9:43 left in the second quarter, as we'll see if Harding's offense has an answer now. Down by 10. We'll be back with this right after this on ysnlive.com.
For a great vehicle and a great experience, come to Boardman Mitsubishi today. As always, our full lineup of Mitsubishi models comes with a standard 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Boardman Mitsubishi, your hometown Mitsubishi dealer since 1999.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
As we get ready to welcome you back here in this one, Fitch ready to kick things off to Warren Harding, as Harding looking to open up their 4th offensive possession of this game. Previous 3, a 3-and-out, a fumble lost, and an interception. So, easy to say a disaster for Warren Harding, their first 3 drives in this one, but looking to correct the ship now as Josiah Burneye back to kick things off, and that kick is squibbed and off of the hands, and it's still on the ground, and great job by the Falcons special teams unit, finding out different ways to take Harding special teams out of it. And you got to remember, too, the big thing we saw, especially in that playoff game, what Harding was able to do was make those adjustments on special teams and set themselves up with good field position. And we saw what Bryson Powell was able to do that night as they did come away victorious. Falcons, though, taking away the special teams unit from Warren Harding, and you got to figure they're in the Raiders' head a little bit right now after those couple of turnovers, as Dallas Jet and the Raiders back out on offense again, and staying inside the 30-yard line at the 29 is where Warren Harding will take over. Dallas Jet taking the snap, handing it off, trying to go up the middle, and I don't think it was a gain of anything as the Falcons penetrated and got the tackle. And it brings up 2nd down and 10 now. Give them a yard. They're going to say 2nd down and 9, maybe a half yard on the carry, as it's going to be placed just at that 30. So the Falcons, again, holding the Raiders on that 1st down running attempt, and Raiders not really having a whole lot of success in the running department. And Dallas Jet, he's a very successful quarterback, 6 passing touchdowns in a game this season, but he relies a lot on that running game and get plays like this where you can get some yards picked up in chunk plays. But again, going with the screen pass, Falcons do a great job of trying to keep it in front, but able to get the 1st down on the pass and catch. So past the 40-yard line for the first is Harding. But the Falcons, like we said, trying to keep it to minimal gains on it, and they do so yet again, not letting them get huge chunk plays at a time, as Dallas Jet and the Harding offense back out again, going with 4 receivers, 3 on the near side, 1 on the far. Again, going back to that run game, and it is McMillan, and McMillan getting pushed back near that 45. He's close to a first, but it is going to bring up 2nd down and short. The handoff actually went to Ryan Powell on that one. So Ryan Powell with the carry. Powell got 7 yards on the carry, too, setting up 2nd down and 3 as the Raiders nearing the 50-yard line as they try to cross midfield. Dallas Jet and the Raider offense needing a score now, down 10-0 to the Falcons. trying to work their way back into this one. Jett again takes it and takes off with it himself, wrapping him up and getting the tackle, but not before a first down carry by Dallas Jett. So it is another first down for the Raiders. And with 7:49 left in this game, they're going to have to move the chain, so clock going to stop momentarily before starting ticking again. But as it stands right now, you got to remember Warren Harding getting the ball to start second half, so they receive the third quarter kickoff, an important programming note going forward in this game as Dallas Jett with the handoff to Powell trying to get the tackle, but Powell had the edge. Powell still on his feet. Powell getting brought down inside the 20, but now it's going to be a red zone trip for Harding, their first of the game. As the Raiders trying to respond to the Falcons as they set up shop at the Falcons 17. And running the ball is working right now for Warren Harding. Looking for some more of that success as they try to break pay dirt and get on the board in this one. As Dallas Jett tries to take off with it himself again, rushing forward, and that's going to bring up a second down just shy of the first down marker, but getting some quality runs in now are the Raiders. Starting to find and figure out a little bit of a rhythm on offense now. And that's why we said so important for the Falcons to score that last drive, giving themselves a little bit of insurance going forward. I mean, when you first force 2 turnovers on this Warren Harding team, you got to make them pay someone. They did so with a touchdown. Warren Harding trying to respond now as Dallas Jett looks like he might have gotten the first down. We'll see where they're going to place him. It is going to be awfully close, and it looks like he's going to be just short of the marker, I believe, and holding up the fingers, and it looks like third down possibly. We'll see how much to go as awkward angle here, but I believe it's about a yard or 2, so third down and very short scenario for the Raiders, whose running game has worked, but we'll see if they continue with it. Likely 4-down territory, you would think, unless they try to kick the field goal in this situation. And it looks like a timeout being called. I want to say that was, I think Warren Harding was the one who initiated the timeout. And yes, they are. It was Warren Harding's first timeout of the game. So both teams left now with 2 in this first half of play. And Harding, no doubt, wanting to talk things over. Big play coming up, trying to get on the board against the Falcons. And they know as much as we do, a touchdown and a field goal are very, very different in this situation, down by 10. Needing both of them to at least work your way back even in this one. But Warren Harding finally putting together a sustainable drive that has gotten them into Falcons territory. This is the first time they've been able to do so this whole game. You know they don't want to come away with a field goal or even worse, empty-handed. So a big, big play coming up now for the Raiders, because on third down, if you don't convert here, it's going to be decisions time on fourth. As Dallas Jett and the Raiders coming back out on that right hash mark, taking it with it himself as Dallas Jett falls forward for the first down run, stops short at the 4, so it's going to be first and goal now at that 4-yard line. Falcons now with backs against the wall, defense needing to play here as the Raiders threatening to get on the board now and trim this Falcons lead by some margin. Let's see what the Raiders are able to do here. Going with a trips formation out to the right, taking it and trying to go right up the middle, and it looks like he got it for the touchdown. Dallas Jett scores it for the Raiders and brings them within 4, extra point pending. As the fireworks sound off here every time the Raiders come away with a score. And the Raiders' alma mater ringing loud in the end zone as trying to set up now for the extra point and cut the Raider deficit to 3. And that is number 12, Jake Daugherty. As Daughtry with the kick is up and through the uprights, and this is back to a one-score game. Falcons still leading it by 3. Raiders get a little bit closer. 5.5 to go in this first half of play. Falcons getting the ball right after this when we come back.
New things happen all day. Some are good, some not so good. In today's complicated world, while you're busy working, playing, and living life, we're busy helping you make sense of the day's news. And there's only one place where it comes together with clarity, context, and accountability. It's 21 News at 6 with me, Madison Tromler, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 6. It's what the day's news really means to you.
Welcome home to a home made homier with Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods. Inspiration starts at BairdBrothers.com and is turned into reality when high-quality hardwoods are delivered right to your home. Baird Brothers has the latest design trends, shiplap and skinny lap interior siding, antique oak rustic flooring, and, well, you'll find them all at BairdBrothers.com. Ordered easily, delivered conveniently, enjoyed comfortably. BairdBrothers.com.
As Jake Daughtry ready to kick things off to the Falcons, readying up for their next offensive drive as that kick airs it out. Hauled in near that 15 by, that looked to be number 9 for the Falcons, and Deshaun Vaughn Jr. And Vaughn able to get a good return up past the 25, and that is where the Falcons will take over on offense. As Fitch coming away with a touchdown their last drive, thanks in part to a big touchdown pass and catch by from Devin Sherwood to Cam Smith that has made it a 10-point lead, thanks to, in part, like again, to the touchdown and the extra point added on by Josiah Burneye. As Devin Sherwood and the Falcons trying to reclaim that 10-point advantage, going back to airing it out, and that one is going to be too strong, incomplete, and in the area of one of his receivers, but the Raiders definitely had the jump on that one. We're in front of the Falcons receivers downfield, so lucky the Falcons. Devin Sherwood able to get enough air under that to where Harding couldn't catch up with it. 2nd down and 10 now coming up for Fitch. Fitch gonna air it out though a little bit, as you don't want Harding to get a chance for a 2-for-1 here. So clock can also be a little bit of an enemy to the Falcons right now as well. As Sherwood taking the snap, looking off to his left, trying to fire it to Tyler Evans, unable to do so. As double covered, it looks like on that was Evans, and tried to feed it in there and making a good throw to where it couldn't have been picked off at that point. But it does bring up 3rd down and 10 on back-to-back incompletions by Devin Sherwood. And Cam Smith now moving over to that near side, and that is where he was last time on that streak route. He was able to burn the Harding defense 4-6. Empty backfield again for the Falcons. Devin Sherwood taking the snap in at that 20, looking off, has to run back, and they get it out of his hands. Ball is on the ground, tripped up and tackled at the 20, but a flag is down. We'll have to see what that is on. I believe that is a flag down. We'll have to see. But it was a great job at that, though, from the Harding defense. Had Sherwood breaking out of the pocket, and the SWAT for the fumble got it on the ground. And we said turnovers, big key in games prior. Falcons have forced 2. That's Harding's first one they've forced now. And I don't believe the flag was addressed to, I'm not sure if it was addressed to anything. We didn't get really a signal call from one of the officials down on the field. But nonetheless, the ball was fumbled and recovered at that 20 before being tackled down. So that's where Harding's going to take over. And that's what we're talking about, folks, how quickly momentum can swing in this game. And with few ticks over 5 minutes now. Harding with another great opportunity on offense. Dallas Jet rolling out, loss of a helmet, fires it over the middle for a touchdown. And in a couple plays, Harding retakes the lead. Kanye Red hauls it in, 13-10. Harding leading it now. As the Raiders taking a lead on the Falcons now, extra point coming up, 4:57 to go in this first half of play. As the Falcons now trailing by 3, you almost need to burn as much clock as you can here. And if you can't get the ball back in this quarter and you get the ball to Harding, if Harding has that chance as they convert on the extra point to go 2 for 1 in this one and make it a 3-possession game, that is going to be very, very tough for the Falcons to come back from. So all of a sudden, this next drive becomes ever so important for Fitch, trying to either take time away from Harding getting the ball back in this half or getting themselves in good field position enough to trim this lead as they now trail by 4. So a big turnover by the Falcons leads to the Raiders taking the lead on a single 20-yard touchdown pass from Dallas Jet to Kanye Red. 14-10, Raiders leading it. We'll be back with the Falcons receiving the kickoff after this on ysnlive.com.
We are there in your community. Small business owners, mechanics, police officers, homemakers. And we are there serving our nation in the Air Force Reserve. When medical emergencies arise, in cybersecurity, when natural disasters happen, we are there in space. We are Reserve Citizen Airmen, and we are there with over 180 different jobs to serve your country. Air Force Reserve.
As we are back here, kickoff, and that one is squibbed and taken in right past that 30 and going past the 30 with the carry before being pushed back. And they're saying the tackle, and the tackle was down at that as the Falcons get past the 30 after the return goes for about 8, it looks like. So Fitch again got to play clean this time around with 4:52 left on the clock here in this first half. Falcons trailing by 4. And you got to figure needing a score here and needing to burn the clock at the same time. As Devin Sherwood coming out with DJ Williams in the backfield. 3 receivers set for Fitch. As Sherwood goes to DJ Williams, and DJ Williams getting about 5 yards on the carry, close to it, about half the yards needed. We'll see where they mark him. Actually going to mark him short of that 35-yard line, mark him at the 34. So make it a 2nd down and 8 to go now. So a 2nd down and 8 as the Falcons trying to establish the run game on 1st down and burn some clock while they're at it. Again, DJ Williams on that right hip of Sherwood. Sherwood taking the snap, looking over the middle, firing on that sideline. That one is picked off, though, by the Raiders. And now, just like the Falcons were able to force two turnovers, the Raiders have flipped the script and have forced 2 on their end now, as trying to get the passing game going again and throwing an interception. And the Raiders now have plagued Devin Sherwood. 2 interceptions of Devin Sherwood's career coming against this Raiders team. And I tell you what, folks, he threw 1 all of last year. I believe that is only his 2nd this year. He threw actually 2, I should say, all last year. Both came against Warren Harding. And I think he's thrown 2 this year. And 1, of course, coming against the Raiders again. So 3 interceptions by this Raider defense against Devin Sherwood. And again, Dallas Jet inside the 50 on the Raiders' 42-yard line. But now this game can get ugly in a blink of an eye if you're not careful on the defense for Falcons. As Dallas Jet taking the snap goes to the run game. Fitch does a great job keeping him in front, not allowing him to gain any yards, and taking him down after a gain of maybe 1 if he got that. 1 to 2. So a minimal gain on that 1st down run by the Raiders. 2nd down and 8 now coming up for Warren Harding. As the Falcons needing a stop now as we tick away under 3:40 to go in this first half of play. Raiders coming out. 4 receiver set, sending 3 to that far side of the field. Spread formation for Warren Harding. Taking the snap is Dallas Jett. Dallas Jett fires. That is that screen pass, missing that first tackle. Getting some major yardage, crossing the yard line, and still up at the 30, spinning off. And it looks like a flag comes in. And we'll have to see who this one is on. And that might go against the Raiders. Anytime you see flags coming in near the play, you think about illegal blocks in the back, you think about holding, but we will see what the call is. As it looks like the officials picking up the flags, and inside the 25 at the 23-yard line now is Warren Harding, up by 4. Chance to extend this lead even more for the Raiders. As Dallas Jett takes it, hands it off, they get that sideline, and he is all the way forward, but a flag comes in late, and we'll see who this one comes on. It's near where the line of scrimmage was. Possible holding call coming up. And it looks like a face mask was actually called. And I believe if that was the case, it was against the Falcons. Saying face mask. Not signaling towards one way or the other, but you're assuming it's the Falcons since the Raiders are inside the 5. As we got to help our boys out in the black and white stripes tonight, giving us a little bit of information, and we're going to just have to decipher it as much as we can. Point is, though, Raiders have a chance to score now, already up by 4 on the Falcons, and turnovers being costly right now for Fitch. Dallas Jett trying to go right up the middle with it, and just using power against power, and the Raiders win it as it is a 20-10 lead now for Warren G. Harding. An extra point pending. And you've turned now, the Raiders have a 10-point swing to a 21-10 advantage now for Warren Harding. And the Falcons now needing desperately something on offense. You got to remember Warren Harding getting the ball back in that third quarter. Jake Daughtry back to kick it. Extra point attempt. He is 2 for 2 on the night. Make him 3 for 3 as that one splits the uprights. 21-10 Harding. As now the Falcons going to have to get into a 2-minute offense, but going to have to play some clean football going forward after the fumble loss and the interception the last 2 drives. It almost looks like a complete reversal of what we saw from the Warren Harding Raiders' first 3 drives. So defense, both defenses coming up big, each forcing 2 turnovers apiece. But now the big thing is the Falcons trailing by 11. Warren Harding has been able to take advantage. 2 turnovers has resulted into 2 touchdowns. 2 turnovers for the Falcons has resulted in 1. And that is one of the biggest differences you see in the score right now. As Coach Parker has his guys in a huddle knowing how important this drive is going to be for Fitch. Needing something on the board, you need to try to trim this to a single possession deficit if you can. Still time on the clock to do so. 2:25, Fitch and Harding each with 2 timeouts left apiece. As Jake Daugherty back to kick. And again, the squib kick and whistles are being blown. And it is a penalty, and it's coming from behind the Warren Harding. And they're going to call a false start, which is going to back Warren Harding up to that 35-yard line. As the Raiders, we'll see now. I mean, when you go with that squib kick, we'll see if they go with it now, backed up a few more. So now at the 35 are the Raiders. And maybe a possibility for the Falcons to set themselves up with a little bit better field position and with time not on their side right now, could be a favorable call for the Falcons. And again, going with the squib kick, just trying to get it off of somebody, and coming in for the tackle late after hitting the ground, and it was past the 40 where it was recovered. And a couple of flags come flying in after the play. We're going to have to see as they try to sort this whole thing out. As the Falcons getting the ball to the 40 on the return, and it looks like they're going to move them even more forward now, as Warren Harding, it looks like, was the one who had the penalty flag committed. As Harding going to take a timeout, and Coach Arnold wants to talk things over with his guys, and that is a costly penalty, and I'm not even sure what the initial penalty was. I'm not sure what they initially called. If it might have been unnecessary roughness, as we saw, it kicked off of one of the Falcons there, and I believe it kicked off of Dominic Perry, one of the sophomores for this Falcons squad. Before they finally fell on it, Fitch did, and it looked like recovering it, but it looked like Warren Harding, after Perry was already on the ground with the ball recovered, instead of coming in to touch, Warren Harding came in with a little bit extra force, trying to get some hits on a player that is defenseless and on the ground with the ball recovered. And of course, officials are going to dock you every single time on that, move the Falcons forward past the 50, and that is one of those plays where you could swing momentum. So you see why Coach Arnold called the timeout, trying to correct his guys, saying you can't make plays like that, because those are the type of plays where you could swing momentum. And DJ Williams again with the stiff arm, getting past the 40 on first down, and a big gain for the Falcons there as they get over half of what they need, past the 40 now. So what turns out to be a mental error from Warren Harding has so far helped the Falcons push it past the 40 of the Raiders as they try to get one more score on the board before halftime. And again, Tyree Mitchell running forward with it on the carry, stopped up short of the first, and it looks like it's going to be third down and about 1 to 2 to go, 1.5 call it, as the yard line to gain is that 35. You see the Falcons situated right behind the 41. Devin Sherwood taking the snap, handing it off. Tyree Mitchell, first down and more at the 30. And that is going to be a big first down for the Falcons, as a minute 21 left on the clock. Falcons with 2 timeouts left. As the chains had to move, so the clock stopped momentarily. Back ticking again. We're at a minute and 13 and ticking, as Fitch also wanting to get the clock to expire. If they play this right, they can get a score as the clock expires, and that would be fantastic for the Falcons. As faking the handoff and keeping it himself was Devin Sherwood, and Devin Sherwood just falling to the ground towards that 30, as the Falcons losing a yard on the play, and it looks to be a timeout called by the Falcons. Smart timeout here. It's going to leave them with 1 left and 52 seconds remaining in this first half of play, as the Falcons try to inch themselves closer and bring this game to a single possession deficit before the start of halftime. Again, remember, the Warren G. Harding Raiders coming up with the halftime possession at third quarter will receive the second half kickoff. So an important programming note to remember, and it shows how much more important this Falcons drive is now, with just over 50 seconds left on the clock, 52 to be exact. As the Raiders talking things over on defense, they forced 2 turnovers on the Falcons. Their last 2 drives, it was a fumble and an interception. But we'll see if the Falcons have an answer left in them as they try to tighten this one up before the halftime whistle is blown. As DJ Williams coming out with Devin Sherwood, second down and 11 coming up. So single backfield. DJ Williams on that right hip of Sherwood. Sending Williams into motion, taking the snap is Sherwood. Sherwood looking over the middle, escapes it. Sherwood has green fields ahead of him. Sherwood gets that corner and runs just out of bounds before getting just shy of the first down, I should say, as it should be 3rd down and short. But that is, again, a smart play by Devin Sherwood, because now in this situation, you got to remember 3rd down. If it comes up 4th down, you might see Warren Harding take a timeout. But nonetheless, Falcons can run one more play if they want, get it inside the 20, burn the clock out to a few seconds, and try to do a replay of what they did against Boardman, but at a smaller scale, and just try to bring this back to a single possession game with a field goal. They go back to the handoff. Tyree Mitchell going forward with it, and it looks like he did indeed get the first down for Fitch. And now going to need to move the chain, so Fitch going to quickly get set as time stops as the chains are getting moved. So until they set the chains, clock is stopped. So Fitch already set up. Very great discipline by the Falcons, who spiked the ball as Devin Sherwood going to stop the clock without having to use the last timeout. And that's going to bring up 2nd down and 10, so they trade the down for the stoppage of clock. And you got to figure 2 plays now, 2 shots. The Falcons probably take, well, maybe 1 shot, actually, towards the end zone. And then you might see them run it again to set up for a field goal. We'll see how aggressive Coach Parker elects to play this one right now. As Devin Sherwood, with a 4-receiver set, takes it, rolls to that near side of the field, getting some pressure off of the hands of Tyler Evans, it looked like, as trying to get it to his receiver out of bounds near that 5-yard line. Unable to come away with it was Evans, and now it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 10. 25 seconds left. I mean, you're in field goal position as it stands right now. This is definitely makeable for Josiah Burneye. The problem is, how much time do you really want to leave Warren Harding with? And are you comfortable with what your defense can do against Harding with the seconds remaining? And what we expect Harding to do if Fitch does score on this drive, field goal or touchdown, you expect Harding to just take a knee and take it in the halftime. But again, this is a rivalry game. We don't know how aggressive they're going to be, as Cam Smith came up with a big catch, is short of the 1st down, and it looks like slow to get up, but Cam Smith does pop back up on his feet, as it is going to be a 4th down now coming up for the Falcons, as we'll see if the Falcons going to burn the clock all the way down. As it looks like field goal unit going to come in, and it's Josiah Burneye. As Josiah Burneye with Tyler Evans as the placeholder. And coming out onto the field trying to ice Burneye is Harding. As Harding, it looked like they initially called it on the Falcons, but that didn't make sense to me, as Harding was the one coming out on that far side of the field. As Harding enters the field of play, does call the timeout. That is their last one of the half. Stops the clock at 17 seconds, trying to ice Josiah Burneye. And this is one where, you know, Coach Arnold talking with his guys too, and, you know, possibly looking at the fact that there's been a lot of block kicks on the Falcons this year, especially in field goal attempts. So maybe talking about that. Also could be talking about, you got to watch out for a fake here in this situation. We know how aggressive Coach Parker is, and he likes to take his chances. We'll see if he elects to do the same thing here. But Josiah Burneye has been a pretty good kicker. As like we said, when he gets them off, he's as consistent as they come. Has another opportunity here as the Falcons. This is about a 35-yard field goal attempt for Josiah Burneye. Snap is off, ball is down, kick is up, and it is through the uprights, and it splits it good as the Falcons come back within a single possession, and that is a big score at that. Now you just need to stop Warren Harding for 13 seconds, and the Falcons have essentially played that last possession as well as you can, with the exception of maybe getting a touchdown. You still bring it back to one possession, and you have a chance to expire the clock. And likely what Warren Harding's going to do, with 13 seconds left and no timeouts, you're probably going to expect Harding just, once they get the ball, take a knee, and we're off to halftime, where Harding will receive the second half kickoff. And the big thing is now Falcons needing to look on defense, needing to try to stop Harding, who has put together 3 straight offensive drives for a touchdown. And that's a big thing that Coach Parker and the Falcons need to try to focus up on. After the first 3 drives from Harding resulted in a 3-and-out and 2 turnovers, seemingly the next 3 resulted in 3 touchdowns. So first 3, you were looking real good. Next 3, not so much. So a little bit back and forth action from the Falcons defense and the Warren Harding offense. But it's all about those second half adjustments, which teams are going to be able to make them. As, like we said, almost a year to the date has separated the last time these two teams played, back in week 8 of last year. And remember, in a 6-week regular season, it was actually the second week of the playoffs. That was all the way back in October 23rd of 2020. So a day shy of a year to the date that Warren Harding broke the Falcon faithful's heart in that playoff matchup. And we knew since that day that this Falcons team has wanted nothing but Warren Harding, and we knew Warren Harding had a little bit of a rivalry with Fitch, as well as just trying to get the tackle, getting the tackle down just shy of the 45 as the clock stops with 9 seconds to go. So at midfield, we'll see how aggressive Coach Arnold decides to play this one. I gotta figure, though, with an 8-point lead, Dallas Jet has fumbled the ball. He's thrown an interception. So has Devin Sherwood. So both very good quarterbacks have been susceptible to turnovers tonight. And with the Falcons already generating a little bit of momentum with the score, yeah, we know how momentum swings in this one, but you still feel like the Raiders are comfortable with their lead, and it looks like they are going to come out in the victory formation, even though it's just for the kneel down. And taking the knee, and that is going to send us into the second half, as the Warren G. Harding Raiders leading it 21-13. We, of course, will have that second half of action and more right here live on ysnlive.com. Don't forget, Warren Harding getting the second half kickoff. Ty Bartell will be along with you for that second half and more. We'll be right back.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
New things happen all day. Some are good, some not so good. In today's complicated world, while you're busy working, playing, and living life, we're busy helping you make sense of the day's news. And there's only one place where it comes together with clarity, context, and accountability. It's 21 News at 6 with me, Madison Tromler, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 6. It's what the day's news really means to you.
Welcome home to a home made homier with Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods. Inspiration starts at BairdBrothers.com and is turned into reality when high-quality hardwoods are delivered right to your home. Baird Brothers has the latest design trends: shiplap and skinny lap interior siding, antique oak rustic flooring, and, well, you'll find them all at BairdBrothers.com. Ordered easily, delivered conveniently, enjoyed comfortably. BairdBrothers.com.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, shop with confidence knowing we're ready to go the extra mile for you. With the largest selection of used vehicles in the Valley, backed by the Greenwood Advantage Warranty. Every one of our vehicles has undergone our own 126-point inspection, so it passes the most important inspection, yours. No other dealership has the extra inventory, gives you extra for your trade, and goes the extra mile for you. Only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Every customer has a story, and at Greenwood Chevrolet, we are committed to making sure it ends with you in the right vehicle. I get to be part of somebody's adventure, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their finances. They trust me to take care of them, and they trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Working with your family can be stressful at times, but because they're family, you know that you're going to get a loving, honest answer, even when things don't make sense to any problem. Dealing with Medicare can be confusing and overwhelming. That's why here at Myers Family Insurance, we do our best to give you honest and caring answers to all of your questions. Family, like Medicare, isn't always perfect, but when you put others first, the results can be amazing.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance.
It's storm season.
I think we're under the gun for some heavy storms over the next couple of hours.
And Storm Tracker 21 is ready.
This is probably the one we're keeping a closer eye on.
On air.
And locally, we're going to have a lot of eyes on our area.
Online.
All right, let's talk high-risk futurecast and the timing of this weather.
On social media and on our app.
Notice we'll have scattered showers on Thursday.
Stay ready with Storm Tracker 21.
The severe weather threat now through around sunset this evening.
Hi, this is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 or visit us at wrsinsurancesolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
Hi, I'm Colin Chupa. And I'm Kelsey Clem from K-Squared Marketing. Our boutique marketing firm specializes in media planning and buying, public relations, event marketing strategies, and strategic sponsorships. We can integrate our services with your existing game plan, or we can be your entire marketing team. Your goals, our game plan. Let's win together. Call K-Squared Marketing at 330-623-2730 or visit ksquared.marketing to learn more.
Jimmy Sudman here, Director of Isle, Purple Cat, and Golden String. We are happy to support YSN and two of my favorite people, Scotty Mincher and Super Dave O'Malley. We are an agency that provides services for adults with disabilities. We infuse humor, passion, and joy into their lives. If you know of any folks with disabilities that need our assistance, please contact us.
Your teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports and YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
Planning a project around your home or rental property? Trust the electrical service to the local experts with 62 years of serving the Mahoning Valley. Joe Dickey Electric is your local go-to source for responsive, reliable residential electrical work. From everyday maintenance and repairs to new installations, electrical upgrades, and safety inspections, no job is too big or too small. Call Joe Dickey Electric today, 800-549-3976, or visit DickeyElectric.com. That's DickeyElectric.com.
Dealing with Medicare can be confusing and overwhelming. That's why here at Myers Family Insurance, we do our best to give you honest and caring answers to all of your questions. Family, like Medicare, isn't always perfect, but when you put others first, the results can be amazing.
We are there in your community. Small business owners, mechanics, police officers, homemakers. And we are there serving our nation in the Air Force Reserve. When medical emergencies arise, in cybersecurity, when natural disasters happen, we are there in space. We are Reserve Citizen Airmen, and we are there with over 180 different jobs to serve your country. Air Force Reserve.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, shop with confidence knowing we're ready to go the extra mile for you. With the largest selection of used vehicles in the Valley, backed by the Greenwood Advantage Warranty. Only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
My guy keeps it 100% of the time. He wants all 100, won't settle for 99. And it's more than stats, because there's people in those numbers. And I was one of the lost sheep. I'm so glad he cares for all 100. I'm 100% safe, 100% free, 100% love. I can be 100% me. He gave all 100 when they put him up on that tree. That's 100% passion for 100% free. So if I play in front of 100, or if I play in front of 2, there's an audience of 1 getting 100% of what I can do.
WRS Wealth Advisors is the area's premier wealth and retirement specialist. With our combined 70 years experience, WRS Wealth Advisors is the area's premier wealth and retirement specialist. Call 330-965-0370 to learn more about our individual and corporate financial planning services, or visit WRSwealth.com. Good luck, athletes.
News doesn't stop after the sun goes down. Sometimes you just have to hustle to get it. At 21 News, no matter how far it is, no matter what it takes to get there, we're working to bring you the best stories and the freshest content at 11 p.m. with the context and clarity that makes it worth staying up for, no matter what time it is. 21 News at 11 with me, Erin Simonek, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 11, news that's worth your time.
Coca's Pizza, proud to announce our pizza buffet's back every Wednesday at our Boardman and Campfield locations. Adults only $7.99 and kids only $4.99, and $2 beer starting at 8 o'clock. That's Coca's Pizza. We serve it hot.
Every customer has a story, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Hi everyone, this is DJ Yoakley with Your Sports Network. We appreciate your support of YSN and welcome you to the YSN family. Our broadcast streams are brought to you live at no cost to you by sponsors that are local to this community. Without the vision and generosity of our sponsors and partners, we would not be able to bring this game to you today. So please support the great businesses and leaders that are making this game possible. And if you're a business in need of great advertising and sponsorship opportunities, feel free to head over to our site for more information on the right fit for you. We are local, we are loyal, and we are live. We are YSN.
Ah, the details. Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods is one fine ride. Perfect cornering, superb handling, sporty and stylish, power to spare, plus awesome mileage. Yeah, jaw-droppingly beautiful lines and well appointed with luxurious trim. Put more oomph in your life and start beholding the molding. Find your home's fine hardwood at BairdBrothers.com.
It's a new year at Acura of Boardman and Boardman Mitsubishi with huge savings on over 350 fully inspected vehicles. We have cars, trucks, SUVs, minivans, and work vehicles. We don't have it, our team will find it. We aim for 100% credit approval with payments as low as $99 per month. And as always, we'll pay top dollar for your trade. For a great vehicle and a great experience, come see why everyone is stopping by at Acura Boardman and Boardman Mitsubishi.
60 years ago, Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods began with 3 siblings, a hand-set sawmill, and a few local orders. And while business has certainly changed over the years, what has not are our principles of hard work, craftsmanship, and commitment to quality. At Baird Brothers, we're proud to put our name on the products we create, from moldings and doors to flooring and lumber. Thank you for 60 great years. We look forward to 60 more. Baird Brothers, for the place you love.
You're looking to your future, preparing for your goals, and they're closer than you think. Because here, success is part of the plan. It's a place where academic and social opportunities are meant to prepare you for life, not just the next 4 years. You'll be equipped to face new challenges and turn hard work into a career. You're ready for your success to take root. And here's where it starts. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
Your teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports and YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
Planning a project around your home or rental property? Trust the electrical service to the local experts with 62 years of serving the Mahoning Valley. Joe Dickey Electric is your local go-to source for responsive, reliable residential electrical work. From everyday maintenance and repairs to new installations, electrical upgrades, and safety inspections, no job is too big or too small. Call Joe Dickey Electric today, 800-549-3976, or visit DickeyElectric.com. That's DickeyElectric.com.
Dealing with Medicare can be confusing and overwhelming. That's why here at Myers Family Insurance, we do our best to give you honest and caring answers to all of your questions. Family, like Medicare, isn't always perfect, but when you put others first, the results can be amazing.
New things happen all day. Some are good, some not so good. In today's complicated world, while you're busy working, playing, and living life, we're busy helping you make sense of the day's news. And there's only one place where it comes together with clarity, context, and accountability. It's 21 News at 6 with me, Madison Tromler, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 6. It's what the day's news really means to you.
Welcome home to a home made homier with Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods. Inspiration starts at BairdBrothers.com and is turned into reality when high-quality hardwoods are delivered right to your home. Baird Brothers has the latest design trends, shiplap and skinny lap interior siding, antique oak rustic flooring, and, well, you'll find them all at BairdBrothers.com. Ordered easily, delivered conveniently, enjoyed comfortably. BairdBrothers.com.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, shop with confidence knowing we're ready to go the extra mile for you. With the largest selection of used vehicles in the Valley, backed by the Greenwood Advantage Warranty. Every one of our vehicles has undergone our own 126-point inspection, so it passes the most important inspection, yours. No other dealership has the extra inventory, gives you extra for your trade, and goes the extra mile for you. Only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Every customer has a story, and at Greenwood Chevrolet, we are committed to making sure it ends with you in the right vehicle. I get to be part of somebody's adventure, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their finances. They trust me to take care of them, and they trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Working with your family can be stressful at times, but because they're family, you know that you're going to get a loving, honest answer, even when things don't make sense, to any problem. Dealing with Medicare can be confusing and overwhelming. That's why here at Myers Family Insurance, we do our best to give you honest and caring answers to all of your questions. Family, like Medicare, isn't always perfect, but when you put others first, the results can be amazing.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance.
It's storm season.
I think we're under the gun for some heavy storms over the next couple of hours.
And Storm Tracker 21 is ready.
This is probably the one we're keeping a closer eye on.
On air.
And locally, we're going to have a lot of eyes on our area.
Online.
All right, let's talk high-risk futurecast and the timing of this weather.
On social media and on our app.
Notice we'll have scattered showers on Thursday.
Stay ready with Storm Tracker 21.
The severe weather threat now through around sunset this evening.
Hi, this is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 or visit us at wrsinsuranceSolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
Hi, I'm Colin Chupa. And I'm Kelsey Clem from K-Squared Marketing. Our boutique marketing firm specializes in media planning and buying, public relations, event marketing strategies, and strategic sponsorships. We can integrate our services with your existing game plan, or we can be your entire marketing team. Your goals, our game plan. Let's win together. Call K-Squared Marketing at 330-623-2730 or visit ksquared.marketing to learn more.
Jimmy Sudman here, Director of Isle, Purple Cat, and Golden String. We are happy to support YSN and two of my favorite people, Scotty Mincher and Super Dave O'Malley. We are an agency that provides services for adults with disabilities. We infuse humor, passion, and joy into their lives. If you know of any folks with disabilities that need our assistance, please contact us.
Your teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports and YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
Planning a project around your home or rental property? Trust the electrical service to the local experts with 62 years of serving the Mahoning Valley. Joe Dickey Electric is your local go-to source for responsive, reliable residential electrical work. From everyday maintenance and repairs to new installations, electrical upgrades, and safety inspections, no job is too big or too small. Call Joe Dickey Electric today, 800-549-3976, or visit DickeyElectric.com. That's DickeyElectric.com.
Dealing with Medicare can be confusing and overwhelming. That's why here at Myers Family Insurance, we do our best to give you honest and caring answers to all of your questions. Family, like Medicare, isn't always perfect, but when you put others first, the results can be amazing.
We are there in your community. Small business owners, mechanics, police officers, homemakers. And we are there serving our nation in the Air Force Reserve. When medical emergencies arise, in cybersecurity, when natural disasters happen, we are there in space. We are Reserve Citizen Airmen, and we are there with over 180 different jobs to serve your country. Air Force Reserve.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, shop with confidence knowing we're ready to go the extra mile for you. With the largest selection of used vehicles in the Valley, backed by the Greenwood Advantage Warranty. Only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
My guy keeps it 100% of the time. He wants all 100, won't settle for 99. And it's more than stats, because there's people in those numbers. And I was one of the lost sheep. I'm so glad he cares for all 100. I'm 100% safe, 100% free, 100% love. I can be 100% me. He gave all 100 when they put him up on that tree. That's 100% passion for 100% free. So if I play in front of 100, or if I play in front of 2, there's an audience of 1 getting 100% of what I can do.
WRS Wealth Advisors is the area's premier wealth and retirement specialist. With our combined 70 years experience, WRS Wealth Advisors is the area's premier wealth and retirement specialist. Call 330-965-0370 to learn more about our individual and corporate financial planning services, or visit WRSwealth.com. Good luck, athletes.
News doesn't stop after the sun goes down. Sometimes you just have to hustle to get it. At 21 News, no matter how far it is, no matter what it takes to get there, we're working to bring you the best stories and the freshest content at 11 p.m. with the context and clarity that makes it worth staying up for, no matter what time it is. 21 News at 11 with me, Erin Simonek, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 11, news that's worth your time.
Coca's Pizza, proud to announce our pizza buffet's back every Wednesday at our Boardman and Campfield locations. Adults only $7.99 and kids only $4.99, and $2 beer starting at 8 o'clock. That's Coca's Pizza. We serve it hot.
Every customer has a story, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Hi everyone, this is DJ Yoakley with Your Sports Network. We appreciate your support of YSN and welcome you to the YSN family. Our broadcast streams are brought to you live at no cost to you by sponsors that are local to this community. Without the vision and generosity of our sponsors and partners, we would not be able to bring this game to you today. So please support the great businesses and leaders that are making this game possible. And if you're a business in need of great advertising and sponsorship opportunities, feel free to head over to our site for more information on the right fit for you. We are local, we are loyal, and we are live. We are YSN.
Ah, the details. Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods is one fine ride. Perfect cornering, superb handling, sporty and stylish, power to spare, plus awesome mileage. Yeah, jaw-droppingly beautiful lines and well appointed with luxurious trim. Put more oomph in your life and start beholding the molding. Find your home's fine hardwood at BairdBrothers.com.
It's a new year at Acura of Boardman and Boardman Mitsubishi with huge savings on over 350 fully inspected vehicles. We have cars, trucks, SUVs, minivans, and work vehicles. We don't have it, our team will find it. We aim for 100% credit approval with payments as low as $99 per month. And as always, we'll pay top dollar for your trade. For a great vehicle and a great experience, come see why everyone is stopping by at Acura Boardman and Boardman Mitsubishi.
60 years ago, Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods began with 3 siblings, a hand-set sawmill, and a few local orders. And while business has certainly changed over the years, what has not are our principles of hard work, craftsmanship, and commitment to quality. At Baird Brothers, we're proud to put our name on the products we create, from moldings and doors to flooring and lumber. Thank you for 60 great years. We look forward to 60 more. Baird Brothers, for the place you love.
You're looking to your future, preparing for your goals, and they're closer than you think. Because here, success is part of the plan. It's a place where academic and social opportunities are meant to prepare you for life, not just the next 4 years. You'll be equipped to face new challenges and turn hard work into a career. You're ready for your success to take root. And here's where it starts. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
True and steadfast to
we take a look at some other games going on around the area. How about this? United beating Southern 21-0. That one's for the EOAC championship. That's a big game going on tonight as well. 21-0 for the Eagles. Another big one. McDonald up 28-7 over Jackson Milton. That one is coming up into the third quarter right now as McDonald and Jackson Milton both playing for pride right now. Both out of playoff contention for the time being as a look ahead for the next season and trying to improve their programs. No lack of playoff teams here, though. It's 7 versus 9 in Region 5. Number 7 seeded Fitch, number 9 seeded Harding. Fitch trying to keep home field advantage in the playoffs. A loss could be detrimental to that as Harding's trying to work their way into home field advantage. And you may see these two teams lock arms again as soon as next week if the chips fall where they may. As the Falcons having to kick it off, Warren Harding getting possession to start, and they're going to start at that 45-yard line. As Ty Bartel joining you as always for the Austintown Fitch Falcons coverage of your football team, your volleyball team, and all Austintown athletics as we are here on the road at Mullenkampf Stadium as the Warren G. Harding Raiders are up right now 21-13 over the Austintown Fitch Falcons. Needing a stop on defense, though, are the Falcons as trailing it by 8. Brought it to a single possession deficit after a last-second field goal by Josiah Burney. As Dallas Jet taking the snap, riding off to the side, but it's a false start for the offense. As you saw, that trips formation on that far side of the field not completely set. So that's going to back them up 5 yards. 1st and 15 now. As Warren Harding not doing themselves any favors on first down, backing themselves up 5. So brings up 1st and long now at 1st and 15. See what Harding decides to do offensively now. As the Falcons trying to get back to that defense they were playing more towards the start of this game as Dallas Jet rolling. Dallas Jet with a completion. No, they're saying he came out of bounds when he caught it. So an incompletion at that as the target was to number 9, Kanye Red. Remember, he had a 20-yard touchdown reception earlier in the game from Dallas Jet that at the time gave the Warren Harding Raiders a 21-10 lead. But now 2nd and 15 coming up for Fitch as they have the Raiders back deep on 2nd down, on 2nd and 15, and a chance for the Falcons to try to work themselves out of this defensively, needing a couple more stops here though. Dallas Jet taking it, looking for a pass, goes to the screen, finds Kanye Red who trips it up and falls down. And Kanye Red, had he kept his balance there, he might have been able to get some more yardage and possibly the first down, but losing his footing and coming up halfway down, and Kanye Red going to get back down on the ground and a little bit of a light injury, and there might be cramping going on in the leg as just a light injury. Nothing too serious, it looks like, on the side of Harding. As just going to get some stretching done, and he should be ready to come back into the game after sitting for a play. But the Falcons now have forced a 3rd down and 9, and all of a sudden this one play coming up could be huge for the Falcons as a team if they can get a stop, get the ball back, and try to get themselves back tied in this one, even it up. You're going to need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to do so, but at the very least, Falcons would love to inch themselves closer in this one. Devin Sherwood, remember, they started playing him at defensive back recently, trying to get some more speed on defense. As you see, Devin Sherwood on that near side of the field right in front of you, lined up at that 50. As taking the snap again, Dallas Jet looking deep for the completion. That one off of the hands. No flags are thrown. It's an incompletion. Great job by the Falcons defense, forcing 4th and 9 now, and likely putting the Raiders in a punting situation. And the Raiders now going to have to give the ball back to Fitch, and giving Fitch a chance now to work themselves back into this one, trailing by 8. As Jake Daughtry back to punt it away for the Raiders. Back to receive, just a single person in the backfield to receive the kickoff for the Falcons. That is Tyler Evans. As the kick is hit towards Evans, Evans hauls it in right by that 25-yard line, splits the defense at the 30, splits it again at the 40, tackled up at the 45 as Tyler Evans with a couple of splits on the defense at the 30 and 40-yard line respectively, just turned on the Jets and beat them with speed. And it is going to be 1st down and 10 for Fitch near midfield, as it looks like the 45-yard line of the Falcons is where they're going to start. 1st down is that 45-yard line of the Raiders, as Fitch with a chance to work themselves with just one play into Warren Harding territory. As Falcons now looking for some points. They got the stop they needed. Devin Sherwood goes to the ground game and again trying to get up the middle that time though, and didn't try to go for the edge, but that time the Raiders sniffed that one out perfectly. Stuffed DJ Williams on the attempt for no gain on 1st down. 2nd down and 10 now coming up for the Falcons. Trying to establish that run game initially. Couldn't get anything there, so we'll see now what Coach Parker elects to do on 2nd down. Coming out with a 4-receiver set. DJ Williams still in on that left hip of Sherwood. Sending Williams into motion now. Sherwood taking the snap, looks to that right side, trying to go over top. It's a catch by Jaden Ely as Jaden Ely gets pushed out of bounds past the 30. Big catch, though, for Ely and a big pass from Sherwood as getting that one off for over 25 yards as the Falcons now setting up shop with great field position inside the 30 at the 29. As Sherwood taking the snap, go back to the ground game as DJ Williams trying to get that edge, but we said speed trying to go on those edges is so quick for Harding. And you got to remember, we also said Tyson Kincaid, or is over there, or excuse me, that is going to be, that's going to be Kincaid Tyson. As Kincaid Tyson is over there at defensive end, and like we said, has 1.5 sacks and 3.5 tackles for loss against this Falcons offense last year in 2 games. Almost getting a jump over on that left side of the defensive line of Harding. But Sherwood not able to get the false start. 12 seconds on the play clock. Sherwood taking the snap. 5-step drop, looking over the top. It's Tyler Evans with the catch at the 5. What a catch, falling into it. Tyler Evans, bread in a bread basket, uncorking a monstrous pass was Devin Sherwood. And one of his favorite targets, the man with the history book and the records that are all in that history book, Tyler Evans as a receiver, comes away with another big one. 1st and goal, Fitch. Sherwood with DJ Williams in the backfield. Goes to DJ. DJ up the middle, trying to go power. He breaks the plane for a touchdown. As the Falcons have moved to within 2. As DJ Williams, with some grown man strength, pushes a few Raiders in with them. And Fitch now likely going to set up for a 2-point conversion, try to even this game up at 21 apiece. And boy, oh boy, did the Falcons execute their game plan just like they wanted to out of halftime. Getting that stop on Warren Harding, a 3-and-out at that, getting the ball right back, finding the end zone, and a chance to tie this one up now. Again, Sherwood, 4-receiver set. Tyler Evans goes into motion. Sherwood with the snap, rolls out to his right. Sherwood, just a lob pass into the end zone. Both feet are in. He got it for the 2-point conversion. What a play. What a pass. What a catch. We're all evened up at 21 apiece here in Mollenkopf. As the Falcons defense creates offense, and just like that, in a blink of an eye, a big drive burns over 3 minutes on the clock, and the Falcons have tied it up. We're evened up at 21 apiece. We're coming back with the Raiders getting the ball back here on ysnlive.com.
New things happen all day. Some are good, some not so good. In today's complicated world, while you're busy working, playing, and living life, we're busy helping you make sense of the day's news. And there's only one place where it comes together with clarity, context, and accountability. It's 21 News at 6 with me, Madison Tromler, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 6. It's what the day's news really means to you.
As the Falcons getting ready to set up for their kickoff now, as Josiah Burney readies up his squad on special teams. Fitch getting the stop they needed to start this quarter and taking it right down the field in their first offensive drive. Breaking the plane for the touchdown was DJ Williams, and with a 2-point conversion pass by Devin Sherwood, this game is all evened up at 21 apiece. Josiah Burney readying up the kick, forcing Warren Harding to a 3-and-out, their first time out in this half. Falcons looking for much of the same success on defense as that one hauled in at the 25, trying to get that tackle, breaking a few and getting tackled up near that 45-yard line. So a great pickup of 20 yards on the return for Warren Harding, and it's going to set him up with a good field position to start this second offensive drive of the second half. So we'll set up shop at the 45, very similar to where the Falcons were setting up, as their first down will be at Fitch's 45-yard line now. So Warren Harding now at midfield looking to respond and reclaim the lead on Fitch with 9:04 left to go here in this third quarter of play. Dallas Jet back out on the field for Harding. As Jet, after trying to send him into motion, Jet keeps it himself and gets stuffed on the run, hitting the ground, and that was a big tackle there by the Falcons. Give that credit to number 21, C.J. Schischler, who got in on that gap, filled it perfectly, and stopped Dallas Jet from it getting any significant gain. Maybe inches, you see it moved off of that 45-yard line, but still call it second down and 10 for the Raiders. So a big first down stop for Fitch. Raiders coming out again with a 4-receiver set. Dallas Jet taking the snap. Fitch faked the blitz, now try to bring it back with pass coverage, but getting a completion over the 40-yard line of the Falcons for a first down, as Kanye Red was responsible for that. And remember, big thing that happened in that last drive, Kanye Red went down with a cramping issue on third down, and that was 3rd down and 9, and it made him come out of the play for the game. Kanye Red's been one of Dallas Jets' favorite targets, and that 3rd down and 9, he was without Red, and it definitely helped the Falcons get that 4th down. But Kanye Red's definitely someone you got to circle on here. He's been hurting the Falcons a lot. And again, trying to get the edge, but Fitch reinforcements come in, and the running game not getting any traction right now for Warren Harding, as it is stopped up again, and it looks like an injury down on the field. This time it's going to be on the Raiders side of things, as looks like it might be an upper body injury, possibly to a hand, as now we're going to hear some words on that as the Warren Harding trainers coming out to tend to the injured player. We're going to come back with a name and an update right after this on ysnlive.com.
Working with your family can be stressful at times, but because they're family, you know that you're going to get a loving, honest answer, even when things don't make sense to any problem. Dealing with Medicare can be confusing and overwhelming. That's why here at Myers Family Insurance, we do our best to give you honest and caring answers to all of your questions. Family, like Medicare, isn't always perfect, but when you put others first, the results can be amazing.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance.
It's storm season.
I think we're under the gun for some heavy storms over the next couple of hours.
And Storm Tracker 21 is ready.
This is probably the one we're keeping a closer eye on.
On air.
And locally, we're going to have a lot of eyes on our area.
Online.
All right, let's talk high-risk futurecast and the timing of this weather.
On social media and on our app.
Notice we'll have scattered showers on Thursday.
Stay ready with Storm Tracker 21.
The severe weather threat now through around sunset this evening.
As you see, walking off the field, that is number 63 for the Warren Harding Raiders. That is Fred Washington, one of the sophomore offensive and defensive linemen for the Raiders, walking off the field under his own power. So obviously something you love to see as any sort of football fan. You don't want to see any kind of injuries. So good to see Walking off under his own power was Fred Washington, but we got a big one coming up for you right here game-wise as Dallas Jet back to pass it, had a lot of time to look, fires it, and that looked to be complete at the 30-yard line as another completion for the Raiders has gotten them close to a first down, but it's going to bring up third down now and short. So a 3rd and 2 for Warren Harding. Possible 4-down situation, though. So needing a couple stops, you would think, are the Falcons. We'll see what they can force here. As Dallas Jet, got to give him credit, did a great job of picking up a big chunk of what he needed. Got 12 on that last play. As again, Jet, this time with a 3-receiver set. Extra blockers up front trying to get that edge. I don't know if he got it. It looks like he might have been stopped short. Let's see where the placement of the ball is. That's going to obviously have a huge determining factor, and they're going to say he is short, so it's going to be 4th down and 1 now. And now you got to figure going for it, it's 4-down situation, but the Falcons with an opportunity to get a turnover on downs. Warren Harding just needing a yard. Falcon faithful starting to get loud on their sideline as they know a big stop here would be huge for Fitch. As Dallas Jet gonna just get in and try to push the pile forward, and we'll see, did they get it? I don't know if they did. Let's see where the ball is marked. And it does look like they get the first down on the mark. So a first down Harding on the quarterback draw from Dallas Jet. Waited no time after the ball touched his hands to try to fall forward and get that 1 yard. He did so. And with 5 minutes and 50 seconds and ticking, the Raiders now trying to take a lead here in this third quarter, go back to the ground game and get a solid gain at that, past the 10 inside the goal line, and it's 1st and goal Harding. As Devin Sherwood made the tackle near that 8-yard line, and that's where Harding's going to set up. Chance, though, for Harding to retake the lead. 5.5 and ticking here in the third. This one is far from over. Dallas Jet taking the snap, goes handoff again on the ground game, trying to get some yardage. Looks like he got a little bit towards that 5-yard line is where he was brought down. 2nd down and goal now coming up for Harding. As the Raiders trying to reclaim the lead on the Falcons, as would be the 4th lead change of this ball game. If the Raiders are able to get a score on the Falcons. As again, the snap trying to go up the middle, fighting through the 1 tackle, and it looks like he is in there for the touchdown, and it is going to be now a 27-21 lead for Warren Harding on a big touchdown run from the Raiders. And now extra point pending. So Warren Harding on their 2nd offensive drive of the game were able to convert a couple of 3rd downs and convert a 4th down as well to get this touchdown on the board, retake a lead by 6. Now the extra point coming up for Jake Daughtry. As the kick is blocked, and that's a big one at that. Falling on it, though, are the Falcons, and they know going forward now, if the Falcons can take care of business is a big question now, but now it just becomes a shootout. Who can respond going forward? Advantage Falcons right now after the block kick. As those are the plays you look back on at the end of the game and you say, that one really made a difference. Big job, great job, I should say, and a big-time play from the Falcons special teams unit coming up with a block kick. So the score stays firm at 27-21. We'll be coming right back. 4:40 left in the third quarter. Falcons getting the ball right after this.
Every customer has a story, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
Coca's Pizza, proud to announce our pizza buffet's back every Wednesday at our Boardman and Campfield locations. Adults only $7.99 and kids only $4.99, and $2 beers starting at 8 o'clock. That's Coca's Pizza. We serve it hot.
As the Falcons now getting ready to receive the kickoff, Jake Daughtry back to kick it off to the Falcons as ready to return it. That looks to be both Cam Smith and Tyler Evans. Set up at that 10-yard line. The punt from Harding again taking a squib, hauled in at the 35 and tripped up at the 40, but a nice return though by the Falcons. And that looked to be, that time it was number 21 for the Falcons, C.J. Schischler, one of the senior linebackers for this group and making some big plays defensively for the Falcons earlier in this one. Comes up with a nice return there as the Falcons near midfield with 4:35 left to go here in this third quarter. Falcons are setting up shop at the 43-yard line to start. First offensive drive for the Falcons resulted in a touchdown and 2-point conversion. Touchdown run, of course, by DJ Williams on that. And they are having to move the chains on the near sideline. Didn't have the chains set up in the correct position. As now, the chains are set. And we are ready to resume play here as Devin Sherwood with a 4-receiver set. Tyree Mitchell moves to that left hip of Sherwood. Sherwood out of the shotgun, taking the snap, hands off to Mitchell. Tyree Mitchell gets tripped up on first contact, falls forward towards the 50. Looks like they're going to mark him at the 49, call it the 48.5-yard line. And the Falcons with a decent gain on first, as it's going to give them about 5 yards on the carry, getting about half the yardage needed as the Falcons trying to cross that 50 and get into Harding territory. Again, Sherwood back to the ground game go the Falcons, falling forward past the 50 and in Harding territory by about a half a yard now is Fitch. They need to get to that Harding 47-yard line to get a first down. And it's going to set up 3rd down and 3 now for Fitch. And trailing by 6. This becomes a huge play for the Falcons. As you hear the Warren Harding sideline starting to get a little bit loud, knowing this is a big defensive stop if they're able to get it. As the Falcons and Sherwood breaking out, avoids the first tackle. Devin Sherwood with the first down and more, getting out of bounds past the 40. And that's one thing Devin Sherwood has worked on in the offseason, and you've seen vastly improve from his 2020 campaign, is that Devin Sherwood is comfortable breaking out of the pocket more and creating a lot more things with his legs, and he's gotten a lot better at doing so. So elusive, very hard to bring down. Devin Sherwood with another big first down, quarterback keeper for the Falcons. DJ Williams coming back in. He's alongside with Tyree Mitchell. Williams going into motion as Devin Sherwood having some time in the pocket, breaks out, throws on the run, a seed at the 30-yard line for the catch. Tackled down there, and the catch by Dominic Perry, the sophomore wide receiver, getting his name in on some action now with a catch from the Falcons. Good enough for a first down as Devin Sherwood now moves the Falcons inside the 30 with a first down pass. DJ Williams, the sole back in the backfield with Sherwood out of the shotgun. They go right back to the running game. Actually, excuse me, that was Tyree Mitchell that was in. And Tyree Mitchell getting about 2 to 3 on the carry. So it's going to bring up now 2nd down and about 8 to go for the Falcons as they try to inch themselves even closer. Fitch now, though, trailing by 6, knowing they need some points this drive. Sherwood again fakes the handoff, goes to that far side with the completion, slipping the first tackle before finally being brought out of bounds. Past the first-yard markers, though, it is another first down for the Falcons. Tyler Evans on the connection, and the first down catch and carry, runs after catch, the yards after catch, I should say, from Tyler Evans, enough to get him the first down for Fitch. as now the Falcons set up shop inside the red zone of Harding. Trying to respond with a score on their end. Devin Sherwood again takes it and tosses it over to Tyree Mitchell. And Tyree Mitchell trying to slip that first tackle. He was able to get around it and get a little bit more yards than ultimately he would have had. But we'll see if they got him for a gain of maybe 1 on that. Second down, though, coming up for the Falcons. And they're going to say second down, and it looks like 10. So no gain on the play that time from Fitch. It's definitely in field goal position for Burneye, but you definitely, if you're the Falcons, you want to try to respond with a touchdown, especially after the missed kick. Then Tyree Mitchell with a much better carry on second down, as he got about half the yards you need, as the first down marker looks like it sits at the Warren Harding 6, came up shy at the Warren Harding 12, so about 3rd and 4 to go. So 3rd down and 4, and a flag coming out, and it looks like it's a encroachment on Harding's side, and that's going to be a get-me-over first down for the Falcons. As move the football forward 5, give the Falcons a first, and it's 1st and goal now for Fitch, and another costly penalty on the Harding side of things, as unable to stay disciplined enough on that line, and an encroachment penalty is enforced. And just like that, the Falcons with a chance to respond to Harding, as Devin Sherwood out of the shotgun takes the snap, goes handoff to Tyree Mitchell, who is brought down shy of the 5. And that is going to be a 2nd and goal now for the Falcons, as maybe a gain of a yard or 2, if that, from Tyree Mitchell on first down. It looks like they're going to actually mark him right there back at the 7, so marking him for no gain are the officials, and it's 2nd down and goal from the 7 for the Falcons now. As still talking some things over with his guys is Devin Sherwood, who on this drive has looked really good, as time now expiring for the 3rd quarter. And boy, oh boy, folks, we got a great 4th quarter in store for you. A barn burner in this one, and did you expect anything less when you put these two teams together? As the Falcons in scoring position, chance to take the lead at the start of the 4th quarter, and that start of the 4th quarter will be back right after this on ysnlive.com.
Your teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports and YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
Planning a project around your home or rental property? Trust the electrical service to the local experts with 62 years of serving the Mahoning Valley. Joe Dickey Electric is your local go-to source for responsive, reliable residential electrical work. From everyday maintenance and repairs to new installations, electrical upgrades, and safety inspections, no job is too big or too small. Call Joe Dickey Electric today, 800-549-3976, or visit DickeyElectric.com. That's DickeyElectric.com.
Dealing with Medicare can be confusing and overwhelming. That's why here at Myers Family Insurance, we do our best to give you honest and caring answers to all of your questions. Family, like Medicare, isn't always perfect, but when you put others first, the results can be amazing.
Welcome back, everybody, as a couple other AAC opponents are facing off against each other right now. Canfield leading Boardman 13-6 right now, as Boardman fighting for their playoff life as well. Canfield fighting for positioning. Fitch, though, back here in Mollenkoff Stadium, threatening to score. 2nd down and 7. The handoff. Tyree Mitchell has a hole and is tackled up just short of the end zone. It looks like he got to maybe that 3-yard line of the Raiders. And it looks like that is where the Falcons are going to take over. 3rd down and goal with about 3 yards to go, as Devin Sherwood wasting no time to get set up, and it looks like they were able to get, no, it is going to be a false start on the Falcons. trying to go hurry up on that one and maybe draw the Raiders offside, but a penalty, and not a good one at that for the Falcons, as it now backs them up further than they originally were at the start of the previous play, as now they're at the 8 instead of the 7. And now with 3rd and goal, question becomes, how much confidence do you have in your defense? And that's really going to be the ultimate deciding factor. And if you go for it on 4th down here or not, is how much confidence is there in that defense holding Harding and giving you another opportunity. But still a big play coming up right here. 4 receiver set. Devin Sherwood rolling out to his right, still on his feet, missing that first tackle. Devin Sherwood on his foot, dives for the end zone, waiting for the mark. He got it for the touchdown. Devin Sherwood. He can do it with his arms, he can do it with his legs, and he's giving you all a heck of a Week 10 performance. His final Week 10 as a Falcon, gets it done with his legs that time, evens it up 27 apiece. Extra point pending for the lead for Fitch. As now, maybe as important of an extra point as ever for Josiah Burneye to take a 1-point lead on the Raiders. 11:01 to go in the game. Josiah Burneye's kick is up and through the uprights, and the Falcons, for the first time since the first quarter, have now taken a lead on the Warren Harding Raiders. 28-27, Warren Harding getting the ball back, and we'll have that Raider possession right after this on ysnlive.com.
Jimmy Sutton here, director of Isle, Purple Cat, and Golden String. We are happy to support YSN and 2 of my favorite people, Scotty Mincher and Super Dave O'Malley. We are an agency that provides services for adults with disabilities. We infuse humor, passion, and joy into their lives. If you know of any folks with disabilities that need our assistance, please contact us.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
So the correction on the clock, 11:06 remains on the clock right now as the Falcons getting ready to kick things off against the Raiders, now with a 28-27 lead. And we said back when the Raiders missed that kick, all you have to do is play chalk. And if you can just match what the Raiders do, plus that extra point now going forward, Falcons could come out with a slim victory. Needing some defensive stops, though, and you know Warren going to be geared up now, trailing for the first time since the first quarter, as it looks like an onside kick. Coming away with it are the Falcons. Oh, my goodness. What a play by Fitch. What a trick play deep in the bag of tricks from Coach Parker. We haven't seen it executed that much this season. He waited until one of the biggest moments here in Week 10. Falcons ball in Warren Harding territory, as I don't think anybody in this stadium except for the Falcons knew what was about to happen. What a perfectly executed kick by Josiah Burneye. What a recovery by the Falcons special teams. And now all of a sudden the Falcons with a huge drive coming up, as they have a chance to take as much as a 8-point lead now on the Raiders. As the Falcons checking in off to that sideline and going to need to call a timeout before the end of the time. And you see, visibly frustrated was Devin Sherwood, having to waste a timeout there, but trying to just save the delay of game penalty that the Falcons would have incurred had Sherwood not taken that timeout. So great awareness by Sherwood, but you saw the visible frustration. Need to be set, need to be disciplined in that situation, and you know Devin wants this game more than anything. More importantly, and what you got to remember, in that playoff game against the Warren Harding Raiders. Not only did Warren Harding force the first 2 interceptions of that season for Devin Sherwood was also injured in that playoff game against Warren Harding. Remember the shoulder injury that he had going on that game last year. He incurred that last year in that game, late in that game at that too, fourth quarter. And ever since then, he's been wanting this game. He's been wanting the Raiders, and he wants this one more than you could ever imagine. As now Sherwood with the snap looks to that sideline and a missed play as trying to find Jaden Ely for the connection as it goes through the hands of Ely, incomplete. 2nd down and 10 now. And time of possession, Fitch has been doing a great job of just taking clock off of the game clock and just doing a great job burning time each possession and trying to leave the Raiders with nothing. This is a huge drive, though, as the Falcons can really swing momentum here. And a good run on 2nd down, still up on his feet. Looks like got half the yards needed. Going to be stopped at the 40. And needing to get to that 33-yard line in between the 33 and the 34. So 3rd down and 6 now for Fitch. Trying to get the onside recovery to mean something on the scoreboard as the Falcons coming out with DJ Williams on that left hip of Sherwood. Sherwood out of the shotgun, showing blitz, bringing that extra defender, getting it off to DJ Williams. DJ Williams still on his feet, and he was very, very close to a first. Not going to get it, though. He's about 1.5 yards short. And that was a great halfback slip screen pass by Sherwood to DJ Williams to get a good chunk of yards on the play. But being kind of in no man's land right now, the Falcons are okay with giving a turnover on downs at that 35. They're all about trying to convert here and put this one away. 4th and 1 to go. Sherwood out of the shotgun. Sherwood taking the snap, goes handoff, trying to get that yard, falling forward. He got it for the first. As move the chains and keep the clock rolling. The Falcons with a big 1st down. And it was a run by DJ Williams that got it. And it looks like whistle being blown. And I believe it is a timeout being called. And it is on the Falcons sideline for an injury timeout for Fitch. So that's going to stop the clock as it looks like down right now for the Falcons. That looks to be number 72 for them in Chris King, one of the senior offensive linemen for the Falcons, but able to get back up on the seat of his pants, and looks like he's just a little bit rattled, though. Nothing too serious, as the Falcons training staff going to do a great job making sure and addressing the injury before they get him to his feet. As they address Chris King, we're going to take a real quick break here on YSNLive.com.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
And in about the length of a 10-second commercial, Chris King popped up, ran back to the huddle, and he's all good. Of course, love to see that. Able to walk off under his own power, as he was able to do that in 10 seconds. You wonder what his 40 time is then, if he was able to get back to the huddle pretty quickly. As now it's going to be a 1st down and 10 for the Falcons after a big 1st down run by DJ Williams. As Devin Sherwood and the Falcons trying to secure this one, still far from over as we tick under 10 minutes to go. As Devin Sherwood with the snap goes back to the ground game. DJ Williams trying to carry a couple of Raiders with them on the 1st down run. Looks like he got about 1 yard or 2 on the carry. Keep the clock running, bring it up 2nd down and 7 now. As the Falcons now on 2nd down. And you got to figure probably, unless they are able to get in field goal range, you're thinking 4 down territory all the way through until they can get right around that 20-yard line, preferably inside of it if Fitch can. Faking it, play action for Sherwood. Sherwood just going to break out, throw it, open, completed. Tyler Evans takes it in, end zone, score it. Double deuces with a big touchdown as number 2 to number 11. You've heard that for the last 3 years. You might have heard it for the last time in the regular season, but it is Devin Sherwood to Tyler Evans, and it is now a 7-point Falcon lead. And now big for the Falcons if they can get the extra point attempt, force it to an 8-point advantage. Josiah Burneye perfect on the night in field goals and extra point attempts. The snap is down, kick is up, and through the uprights it goes. As Josiah Burneye stays perfect, the lead stays at 8, and the Falcons take advantage. Big play by Tyler Evans, finding the end zone. Touchdown pass by Devin Sherwood. What a game the senior quarterback is having, doing it with his arms, doing it with his legs. 8-point lead for the Falcons. 9 minutes to go in this one. We'll be back with the Raiders offensive possession right after this on ysnlive.com.
Now is the time to think about your future, where you want to go, what you want to be. Your future can start now at Kent State Salem or Kent State East Liverpool. We have programs that will open doors and provide opportunities for you to pursue your passion. We are affordable, we are close. You call it hometown, we call it Kent State University. Learn more at www.kent.edu/Columbiana. You belong here.
As the Falcons finally burn the Raiders, and you got to remember, Coach Arnold in that last time on special teams and all this game, he's been stacking that front line on special teams, and they've been moving after, because the Falcons have liked to go in that huddle where you see Josiah Burneye break out of that huddle for the onside kick. That time, Josiah Burneye on the last onside kick angled it the other way, and Fitch was able to take advantage as Warren Harding again on the onside kick, trying to get the recovery as it goes out of bounds. And trying to be hyper aggressive now are the Falcons, trying to seal this one. But as it goes out of bounds, we'll have to see where it's going to be placed. I'm not sure exactly where it exited out of bounds. That is going to have an implication on where the ball needs to be placed. It looks like they're going to place the Raiders inside the 50. So they're going to start off in Falcon territory. And we'll see exactly where that ball is going to be spotted. And it looks like it's going to be spotted actually inside the 45 at that 43. So the Falcons defense coming back out on the field. Warren Harding down by 8 now, needing a touchdown and a 2-point to come back even with the Falcons. Dallas Jett with a 4-receiver set coming out of the shotgun. Sending into motion, Kanye Red, faking it. Jett takes it himself, tries to go up the middle, and is tackled down at that 40-yard line for a gain of about 3 on the first down. Keeper by Jett. 2nd down and 7 now coming up for Harding. As another Falcon down and stopping the clock on the injury for the Falcons, and looks like cramping just going to become an issue right now for both teams, as both these teams giving it their all. And you got to remember, it's fairly cold out tonight too. Probably, honestly, the coldest game we've had of the season, as we've had an unusually warm October, and a lot of Fridays have been actually quite pleasant in the 50s and 60s typically, as tonight, one of those nights airing a little bit on the cooler end, so get a little bit of cramping with that, with how hard both these teams are fighting right now. And I mean, every hit, every tackle, a little bit harder, I feel like, whenever you put Fitch and Harding in the same sentence. As the clock is under 9 minutes to go. I think it stands firm at 8:58. Yes, it does. 8:58 is where it's going to stand at. And that is where Warren Harding's going to open up with a 2nd down and 7 play, just at that 40-yard line of the Falcons once they get everything situated on the field with the injury report. And as the Falcons training staff works on their players, we're going to get a name and an update for you here in just a moment.
Working with your family can be stressful at times, but because they're family, you know that you're going to get a loving, honest answer, even when things don't make sense, to any problem. Dealing with Medicare can be confusing and overwhelming. That's why here at Myers Family Insurance, we do our best to give you honest and caring answers to all of your questions. Family, like Medicare, isn't always perfect, but when you put others first, the results can be amazing.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance.
As the injury was to Noah Thomas, that's number 27. He was able to walk off under his own power. Little hobbled on that one ankle, so going to look at it on the sideline, but still nice to see that he was able to walk off, as it looks like he should be good to return at some point this game, but for sure this season. As now Dallas Jet and the Harding offense back out. Jet rolling off to his right. Jet getting into some trouble, unleashes it out of bounds on the incompletion. Great job by the Falcons defense coming off of that. Looks like they were kind of running a contain on Jet there and came off of those edges rather quickly and did a great job of not letting Jet get either of those edges, keeping him in the line of the pocket and forcing him into an uncomfortable, awkward throw. That brings up 3rd down and 7 now for the Raiders. 8:40 left in the game. As Warren Harding, big 3rd down now coming up. You got to figure it's 4-down territory everywhere going forward. As the Raiders needing 8 to come back even with the Falcons. Cannot take the lead on this drive. As Dallas Jet looking for a big 3rd down, unleashes it as he has. Oh, what a tip! Tyler Evans waves it off and erases a big play for the Raiders. Tyler Evans comes up with a big touchdown on the offensive end, tips it away on the defensive end, and boy, oh boy, call him the duct tape of the football world. He fixes everything as Tyler Evans comes in out of coverage too, to get into that passing lane, tip that ball away, incomplete. 4th down and 7 coming up now for Harding. And this is that awkward area where they're at the 40. Looks like Harding is setting up for a punt. You got to watch for the fake here, though. As it looks like whistle blown and a flag is down and a false start going to back Harding up even further. So that likely now takes any trick play you would think they were going to run out of the playbook, but still something Falcons need to be cautious of, as now it brings up a 4th down and 12 for Harding. As with 8:31 left on the clock, the Falcons in the next offensive possession, if they are able to get this ball back, can really put this one almost out of reach for Warren Harding if they play their cards right on this one. As the punt is up, kind of a line drives, takes a bounce out of bounds, and it looks like that was near that 15-yard line and where it took a bounce out of bounds, and it was, and that is where the Falcons are going to start at the 15 of the Raiders. As the offense of Fitch has looked dynamic and almost looking like a completely different team here in the second half. Coach Parker has his guys making all the right adjustments with an 8-point advantage now. Fitch trying to end it here on this drive. Tyree Mitchell out of the backfield with Devin Sherwood out of the shotgun. 4 receivers set, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Sherwood with the snap goes to Mitchell. No, keeping it himself is Sherwood. Sherwood evades the first tackle before getting brought down near the 20. And they're going to mark him, I think, at that 19. So it looks like Sherwood got about 4 on the first down carry. And more importantly, keeping firm with the running plays and staying strong with it. If you're able to keep getting yards, you're able to keep burning clock as well, as the clock is quickly becoming the second opponent of Harding in this one. As Sherwood again, 2nd down play coming up, goes back, to the ground game, fakes the ground game and goes to the pass to Tyler Evans. And it looks like Evans got a few yards closer to the first, but still looks like he's going to be a little bit short, as it's going to be about a 3rd down and 1 to go, it looks like, and where the officials are marking the spot. So another big 3rd down coming up, and a great job by Tyler Evans staying in bounds with the tackle to keep the clock moving. As Sherwood And the Falcons looking for a big first down here at 3rd down and 2 to go. Sherwood takes the snap, goes handoff. They tried to get him in the backfield, and they're trying to stuff him up front. Close, and it looks like they're going to say just short, and it is going to be 4th down and inches now. Needing to just simply cross, it looks like that 25-yard line of the Raiders, and I think that's good. As the 4th down play coming up now for the Falcons, and now decisions time for Coach Parker and Fitch. And it kind of looks like they might be bringing out that punt unit and going to play conservative on this one, it looks like. Got to watch out for the fake on this, though, as it is a 4th down and inches call, and it looks like going to need to take a timeout, and it is going to be the Falcons that take a timeout. And we've seen Coach Parker be aggressive enough to try 2 back-to-back onside kick attempts. One went out of bounds, one they recovered. But the Falcons now, you go for it here and you get it. I mean, you just continue to burn clock off of the game as it's 6:21 right now. You don't get it, though, and you look to set up Harding with very, very good field position at that 25, needing only 8 points. It becomes a risky decision here, but we know Coach Parker's been aggressive before. We'll see how aggressive he plays it, as we do see Devin Sherwood coming onto the field. Doesn't mean necessarily anything. Sherwood acts as both the punter and the quarterback, and it does look like they're setting up in punt formation, are the Falcons. As the Falcons and Devin Sherwood setting up. Taking the snap, rolling off and getting a punt down the sideline, and it bounces out of bounds near that 50, and that is where Warren Harding going to take over on offense. And trusting in his defense is Coach Parker, and why wouldn't you? I mean, looking good, especially in the second half. The defense of the Falcons has been very, very strong in holding the Raiders. Biggest thing here, you can't allow any of those home run plays to get off for Warren. As you saw, they tried to attempt it, and Tyler Evans was able to save one earlier, but you know they're going to go right back to that if they can, and you can't. It's up to the Falcons to make sure that they don't give anything like that, any sort of big 20-yard plus pass or run up to Harding. You want to try to make them get little gains and burn clock off. Make their offensive drive their own worst enemy here. As the Falcons with an 8-point advantage. Dallas Jett back out for the Raiders. Dallas Jett looking deep, immediately trying to respond, and looks like it was for Dom Foster, but it might be pass interference as a couple of flags come in. If that's the case, it's going to be 15 yards for the Raiders as they'll move ahead on this one. We'll see what the call is, though. As awaiting the call. They're throwing the ball back, though, so, I mean, the question... And, yeah, it was pass interference on the Falcons, so... Again, having to help the boys in the black and white stripes tonight a little bit with the calls, not really giving us too much up here, as it was pass interference by the Falcons. It does move the Raiders up to that 27-yard line now. And Dallas Jett, after taking a shot, goes back on the ground game, and the Falcons stuff it that time, and that's a huge play. As the clock continues to run, under 6 minutes we are now, as Dallas Jett gives the handoff, and the Falcons shutting down the run game, especially here in the second half, doing a great job filling those gaps and not really allowing any runs up the middle, and doing a great job containing it on the edges as well. And that's really been why the Falcons have been so successful against this Harding offense, It's an offense that Dallas Jet very talented, but it relies so heavily on that run game being established. Dallas Jet again out of the backfield, gonna run himself, trying to force a complete pass. What a completion that was too, at the 20-yard line, and that one on the money while he was moving. What a play by Dallas Jet. And the completion staying inbounds, I believe. We'll see. Clock does continue to run after they move the chains as the tackle was inbounds, but now the Raiders are inside the red zone of Fitch. Remember, needing a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to even this game up at 35 apiece. And we are under 5 minutes to go now. Dallas Jet again out of the shotgun. Jet with the handoff, going to keep it himself, and they tackle him down for a loss. As the Falcons defense comes up big yet again, as Noah Thomas that time getting in on the tackle for the loss. Clock continues to expire, and it looks like a timeout being called. And it's going to be an official timeout as it's 2nd down and 13 now for the Raiders, as subbing in for the Falcons. Looks like Devin Pounds is coming out onto the field for Fitch. Setting up now in a 2nd and 13, 4:35 and ticking here in the 4th. The snap, Dallas Jet looks down that sideline for the catch and the touchdown. What a response, touchdown by the Raiders, and they've brought this one to within 2. And now, that's one part of the play the Raiders needed to complete. Now here's the second part. Can Warren Harding convert the 2-point conversion needed to tie this one up? And it looks like a timeout being called, and that one likely by the Warren Harding Raiders. As the Raiders take their first timeout in the second half, it's going to leave them with 2 on the game now, and with 4:23 remaining in the game, the Raiders needing a 2-point conversion to tie this game up at 35. And boy, oh boy, are we in for a treat for the end of this one. How this one's going to end, who knows, as the Raiders have looked very dominant, especially in this inside the 5 in 1st and goal and goal line situations. The Raiders have just used their power and tried to run it up the gut. We'll see if the Falcons have an answer for that, if they're going to sub size. But if you're subbing size, you're really sacrificing the speed, especially in that backfield. If the Raiders want to just toss it over top, that's a possibility as well here too. As it could come down to this. This is a huge play coming up now for Harding. As Dallas Jet out of the shotgun, needing the 2-point conversion to tie. The snap, he's looking, he's pressured immediately, rolling out the other way. Jet trying to fire it in the end zone, off of the fingertips, no good, wave it off. The Raiders looking around like their hand was just caught in a cookie jar, looking for some flags. The refs say, you don't get it, it's 35-33 Austintown, and they get the ball back. As now, the only other opportunity that the Raiders could realistically try to capitalize on now, if they want to go for an onside kick, they can. But you got to remember, with 4:21 left, it all depends right now how much Coach Arnold has confidence in his defense. And it's a defense that has forced 2 turnovers, has stopped the Falcons, but not in the second half. The second half, the Falcons have looked like they made the right adjustments. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think Coach Parker understands that the Raiders could be thinking about onside kick here to try to get the ball back. Falcons know they need to secure it and just try to burn this clock down to 0-0. Raiders with 2 timeouts left in this one. Falcons with 1. As both extensive discussions going on at both sidelines, as 35-33, Fitch still leading this. As we see, we're over on the audible call. Hi, Mike Ackelson. How are you guys doing? We're not going to go to commercial. We're going to stay right here for you through all the action as we have another huge matchup winding down for the Falcons. It seems like they have a knack for these close game scenarios in the 4th quarter. Big kickoff coming up now for the Raiders. As Jake Daughtry back to kick it off. Back to receive for the Falcons. It is Tyler Evans and Cam Smith. As Daughtry lines up the kick from the 40-yard line, and that kick is up and taking a bounce at the 10. Coming up with it is Tyler Evans. Tyler Evans getting that edge. Tyler Evans still on his feet at the 30, slips the first tackle, still on his feet at the 35 before finally being brought down. What a return. Oh my goodness. I know when we're looking at players that have made an impact this game, yeah, Devin Sherwood's done it. He's done it with his legs. He's done it with his arms. But if you want to look at those other skill positions, look no further than what Tyler Evans is doing offensively and defensively, especially in this second half. And now throw special teams into it as well, making big plays all over the area, all over the field for the Falcons, I should say, as Fitch now setting up shop at the 35. Just over 4 minutes left in this one, trying to burn clock. DJ Williams in the backfield, trips formation off to the near side for Fitch. The handoff to Williams, and DJ Williams gets stopped up for no gain on the first down run, as it's going to tick under 4:10. As Fitch can burn the clock down, but you got to figure a first down here, if the Falcons can pick it up, could spell the end for the Raiders. Needing just one more big play from Fitch is Coach Parker and his offense. He's just looking for that one more first down to try to seal this one. The snap, looking for the pass, and off of the hands of the young receiver that time. It was intended for Dominic Perry, as Perry has it bounce off of his hands and bring up a third down. And now, little bit of concern setting in on the Falcons sideline, as they know how important a first down here is going to be if they can get it. As Sherwood again at the 30 sends DJ Williams into motion. The snap, Sherwood over the middle, finds the receiver on his feet, still up on his feet, gets tackled out of bounds. Oh my goodness. Talk about second chances for Dominic Perry. That's how you do it, young man. First pass goes through the hands of Perry. Second one, he finds a way to keep it stuck to the gloves and get some extra on top of it. And the Falcons with a big first down, thanks to number 22, Dominic Perry, the sophomore, young sophomore at that. Oh my goodness, what a big play. And the Falcons now setting up first down. 3 minutes and 4 seconds remaining. DJ Williams with the carry, and he's going to get stopped up, and looks like maybe a gain of a yard, if that. Looks like he got back to the line of scrimmage, as the Raiders do a good job of stuffing it. And Warren Harding taking a timeout. It is their second timeout of the half. They are left with one. As now in Raider territory, inside the 40. The biggest thing for the Falcons, if you can get any points out of this drive, that's going to be huge. Obviously, you'd rather just keep the drive going, burn it out to 000s, go into victory formation, and go back to Austintown with the victory. But if it's going to come down to scoring points, you want to at least get something on the board, take the field goal away from Harding to try to come back and win this one if they do get possession back. As now it is a first down, or excuse me, it's going to be second down and 10 to go after the initial run from DJ Williams was stopped short for no gain. Over 3 minutes to go, Harding with one timeout left. As Devin Sherwood taking the snap, handing it off. DJ Williams slips the first tackle on his feet, and it looks like he is past the first down marker. And yes, it is a first down, and the Raiders now backs against the wall, and that one just might have done it. Big first down run by DJ Williams. as the young studs of the Falcons coming up big in Mollenkopf Stadium. As another sophomore with a big-time carry, first down gain at that. As it is a year, this matchup a year in the making, almost to the day, October 23rd, 2020. This Austintown Fitch Falcons team fell to the Raiders in the playoffs as Tyree Mitchell with the carry, and it looks like stopped up at that 25-yard line. And going to take the timeout is Coach Arnold, and that's going to bring up second down now. But this is a game that we said October 23rd, 2020. It was a final score of 24-10 in the playoffs as Harding stunned the Falcons, who were undefeated at that time, and sent them home packing as that game was played in Austintown. We heard Coach Parker interview with DJ Yoakley, our owner, earlier this season, as well as we've heard it internally inside the Falcons locker room. This whole season, they've been looking at Week 10. Of course, never shying away from opponents week to week, but they've wanted Harding since that game last year, and almost 365 days to the date, the Falcons have come back in Mollenkopf Stadium and are just a couple of plays away from securing that victory that they needed ever so badly inside that locker room. As now Fitch just trying to prove that they can beat Harding, especially in these late game scenarios, needing just a couple more plays to go their way, and this one is all said and done. Devin Sherwood again with DJ Williams. Sherwood checking off at the line, saw something he didn't like, maybe changing the play now is Devin. As Sherwood goes back to the ground game as DJ Williams staying on his feet, and looks like he got to the 24, maybe the 23. But more importantly now, it's going to keep the clock running. Warren Harding cannot stop the clock anymore, out of timeouts. So the Falcons, 3rd down and 8. They're probably going to take this one down almost to the last 5 seconds, snap it again, likely run it one more time, and then you just decide then, do you maybe want to try to go for the field goal? Do you want to try to just keep the clock rolling and make another play? All depends on what you can do here on 3rd down, you figure. 1st down, of course, seals this victory. Devin Sherwood could come down to this. The pitch to DJ Williams. DJ Williams, 1st down on his feet, dive into the end zone, seal it for the Falcons. DJ Williams said, ball game. As the young sophomore, tired of these games, 41-33. As DJ Williams breaks pay dirt again to a shocked and stunned silence on the Warren Harding sideline. As now setting up for the extra point. The extra point will for sure seal this one. Big extra point coming up though. Still only trailing by 8 are the Raiders. As that extra point from Josiah Burnide, just like last week. And Burnide, or no, excuse me, that was Evans that hit the ground. But just like last week, a kick from Josiah Burnide has put a game out of reach. A 9-point advantage for the Falcons, and that is going to, for all intents and purposes, lead to a Fitch Falcons winner here in Mollenkopf Stadium. And it was a battle between a 7 and 9 seed here in Region 5. We knew both of these teams were going to be coming in needing a victory for playoff standings, and with the victory we'll have to definitely check at the standings, but as far as the computer points are concerned, this should, with the victory, clinch a home field advantage for the Falcons, at least in the first round of the playoffs, and that would be nothing bigger for Fitch to have some playoff games at home in Greenwood Chevrolet Stadium to start their playoff run. And boy, oh boy, I think if you would have asked anybody in Austintown 3 weeks ago, after losing to the Irish of Ursuline, after losing to Massillon, I think there'd be a little bit of, and losing to Canfield too was the big one. I think there'd be people in Austintown that would question you about this team being a playoff threat. But I tell you what they've done against Wadsworth, what they've done against Boardman, and now what they've done against Harding. This is a Falcons team that's starting to figure it out late, offensively, defensively, special teams unit, and they are looking as dangerous as ever as Josiah Burneye with the kick is hauled in, trying to get the return, and tackled down are the Raiders, and still on their feet, I should say, but it was a pile, looked like a scrum from rugby moving down the field. But with that tackle, the Raiders are going to be on their side of the 50. No possible way for the Raiders to get 9 points on this drive, as Fitch just trying to expire the final minute 29 left on the clock. As now, Warren Harding back out on offense. As Dom Foster goes into motion for the Raiders. The snap from Dallas Jett. Dallas Jett is in pressure in that backfield, needing to get rid of it, and it's an incompletion for the Raiders. So with a minute 22 left on the clock, Raiders now with a 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion by Dallas Jett. Just needing to burn the final minute 22 off this clock are the Falcons, and they will secure their 6th victory of the season and likely secure home field advantage, at least in that first week of the playoffs. And all the credit to Coach Parker and the adjustments made at halftime, as this was a unit that looked vastly improved, allowing just, I believe it was 13 points, 12 points to be exact, in this half, as another incompletion by Dallas Jett goes out of bounds, as the Falcons defense really locked up, but you got to give all the credit to the trick plays of the Falcons on special teams too, onside kick recoveries, as well as what Tyler Evans was able to do, getting that return to the 35. Everyone made big plays in this game, and you could tell just how much the Falcons wanted it on that field tonight, and the score reflects that. As 42-33, Fitch leading it, 3rd down and 10 coming up for Harding, with a minute 17 left on the clock. And I believe whistles being blown down on the field, and I don't know what the adjustment is, as they figured out everything, it looks like. Back judge communicating. As Dallas Jett again with the play, trying to go over top, almost picked off towards his intended receiver. I believe that was Dom Foster. Tyler Evans doing a great job on the coverage. 4th down and 10. As the Falcons, again, just needing one play now, would be a turnover on downs, and then they're all set for the victory formation. As if there's any chance for Warren Harding right now, it's going to come down to this final play at 4th and 10. If they cannot convert, it will spell the end for the Raiders. As Dallas Jett with a 4-receiver set, taking the snap, looking over the middle, breaking out, fires it over top, and a great defensive play. He has the interception. What an interception to seal it, and that one was by Davion Pritchard. And let me tell you this, folks, Davion Pritchard, another sophomore. As the Falcons defense coming up as big as ever, especially in the second half, but it looks like a penalty marker is down on the field, and that might have gone against the Falcons. It looks like that is what one of the officials was signaling, so this one is going to move up with a minute and about 8 seconds left in this one. Minute 3 seconds left in this one as they adjust the clock, and the Raiders get to move up, and I believe they called a pass interference play on that one, so erase the interception for Davion Pritchard, as unfortunate that the young sophomore can't get that on his record book now, as we'll see what the Falcons like to do. Or excuse me, no, they did. So all kinds of confusion going on in this press box. There was a flag down, and that flag, I guess, was not addressed to the Falcons. So the Falcons with the kneel down and the clock going to expire as Evan Sherwood takes the knee out of the shotgun. Gonna need just one more of those, and that will end it, as the Austintown Fitch Falcons gonna come away winners in this one by a final score of 42-33 here at Mollenkoff Stadium against the Warren G. Harding Raiders, as this loss will definitely affect the standings in some capacity, you would think, as the Falcons take the final kneel down, and that'll do it, as a year in the making, a year of looking ahead to this one matchup finally pays off. Celebrate tonight, guys. You deserve it, as the Austintown Fitch Falcons with a huge victory here over the number 9 seeded in Region 5 Warren G. Harding Raiders. We're going to take one final break, be back to wrap this one up for you guys right here on ysnlive.com.
I've been in a lot of different departments. I love the customers. I'm like the mother hen, gotta take care of everybody, and that includes customers and employees. I try to make people feel comfortable when they come in because we are busy, but I try to welcome them and do whatever I can to expedite the customer I have in front of me to take care of the next one. My name's Chrissy Lilly. I'm ready to go the extra mile for you.
Welcome back, everybody, as we wrap this one up. Everyone's shaking hands at the center field.
Oh, so we'll be right back. But
Austintown Fitch Falcons victorious in this one by a final score of 42-33. With the victory, it will send the Falcons into the playoffs with a record of 6-3. As for Harding, with the loss, it will send them into the playoffs.
Oh, so we'll be right back. But
of 5-5. And with the updated victory, we're going to be looking at it as Fitch, we said, was coming into this one as the number 7 seed, Harding the number 9 seed. Fitch now can move up in the standings, and Harding can definitely drop. Definitely depends on what's going on around him. And, of course, stay tuned to ysnlive.com for all those updates, as well as you could check right on our good friend Joe Idle's page, too. As remember, we
Burgundy and Gold Knights in Northeast Ohio are best spent watching high school football.
With some of the,
enjoy the show. Can I get some Omaha's, Mike?
For you guys as well. As for this one, though, we're going to wrap this one up, and with that, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in and watching this broadcast of YSN Live Football. To our proud owners, both DJ Yoakley and Brian Scott, who was able to bring this game to each and every person unable to make it in attendance tonight. To our GM, Steve Leslie, that does a great job getting those coaches' corners, those player profiles, as well as his work with Bob Scene Park and YSU. Both the Mahoning Valley and YSN would truly not know what to do without Steve Leslie. And most importantly, a big thank you to all of you who have tuned in and watched and support these kids, these schools, and these communities. You guys are truly what YSN Live is all about, and so we thank you. If you are tuning in from right here in Warren G. Harding High School area, supporting the Raiders, getting your first taste of YSN, we welcome you. If you were tuning in from the Austintown area from afar, supporting your Falcons, and we know you guys always do, we thank you as well. Or wherever you may be in high school football, this is Ty Bartell bidding you all a farewell and a good night, everybody.
This broadcast stream is copyrighted by Yoakley Scott Corporation, LLC. Any other use of this telecast, any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without YSN's consent is prohibited.